Hello everyone, welcome to yet another happenstance of 5 people connecting on the same Discord server and on the same Roll20 server and playing a game of Anima, Anarchy and Lunaris. Alright, today we have all 4 of our players, so yay! And I'm just going to do a very short summary for Luxio who wasn't there. You infiltrated the secret university successfully without being detected, thanks to different powers and skills, and you managed to get some of what you came here for. Your mission is to either find an undead controlling spell to cast on the Void Knight, or to find information he wants hidden enough to blackmail him to do what to get him to do what you want him to do. After wandering around the university a little bit, talking with different characters who are there, including Walter's sister, who made some incredible revelations that have shaken Walter more than he was able to express in his roleplay, that he told me about in between the sessions. You used a telepathic power to Shadow found the Void Knight, tracked him down, and the rest of the group used Van's ability to track down Shadow to regroup. Currently, Walter and Rifle are standing guard next to an air vent, and inside of the air vent is Van and Shadow, who are observing a scene happening in the lab, and thanks to Rifle's ability to share senses, what Van sees and hears, Walter and Rifle also see and hear. Inside of the lab, the Void Knight, along with an elf and a lot of vampire assistants, and so this elf, along with this gigantic creature represented here by the dragon token, and are conducting an experiment. They have taken somebody's brain, only Shadow has seen whose brain it was, and implemented it inside of the Void Knight's skull. The Void Knight then started to bring his corruptive blood into the brain and tried to do something. But right now, what's happening to the experiment is that there's smoke coming out from the Void Knight's head, ears, and the different alarms are beeping on the sensors that the assistants put on the Void Knight, and everyone seems let down, like the experiment is not working properly. Rifle, this scene, it's hard for you to follow because you are being distracted. This person, Lufer de la Croix, the elf who's in charge of the experiments, is the one and only teacher that you had, the person who used essence magic to transfer your mind into your current form, into your sword. And you know him to be an essence magic user, and you know him to be in a long line, in long family that holds a lot of secrets of necromantic magics. He carries with him a not fully complete copy of the Necronomicon, where spells to control undead are sure to lie, and uses the spells he doesn't know from necromancy through his grimoire, and uses because he learned mostly essence spells. This person used to be your teacher. You used to be his assistant. Can you tell us a little bit more about your character's backstory and your relationship to this character, so that we have a little bit more context moving on with this scene.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Rifle, well, it was at this point it wasn't a hit, it was a he.
Mhm.
So Rifle wasn't named Rifle at this point. Surely. Well, okay. So I'm just going to send you the name that I choose for Rifle.
Okay.
Because I have some plans for later.
Okay.
But he should know it. So yeah, Rifle. With his master, he was. Well, he wasn't living on the streets, and he could eat and sleep. It was enough for him, and what his master did with him, well, it gave him purpose. It's somewhat of it's kind of how to say it?
Say it in French.
Malicious?
Oh, malicious.
Yeah, no. It's not. Yeah, it's not a really yeah, it's not a really healthy sane relationship
Healthy relationship
he had with him, because it was some kind of yeah, well, basically Rifle did everything Master told him, and didn't really think for himself. And even as a sword, he continues to do that by answering his wielder will. But right now, Rifle will. It would mostly stay silent about him, but yeah.
You're not sure that your companions know about the Necronomicon that Luther is wearing, like attached with a leather strap to himself, but you know that is one of the objectives of your current mission, and if you were to obtain it, it would be very helpful. But you'd have to reveal that you know this character a little bit more in order to have that you know something in order to
I can say that I recognize the book.
That's fair.
I'm a necromancer. But yeah, even if it wasn't part of the mission, Rifle would have definitively tried to do something to Luther.
That's perfect. Now, while this has happened, so things continue to unfold. The giant undead creature, Gelfuzar, says, "All right, let's call it quits for this month. We'll try something different next time. I have some ideas that I need to speak with you, Luther." He addresses the elf. And everybody seems to be calming down, to be, moving on from the experiment, but something weird happens. From the vents, you can see that the Void Knight's skull ignites, and that fire starts to come out from his damaged skull. Sparks at first, and then stronger. Red flames, then yellow, and finally blue, until there's this streak of blazing hot energy coursing through the entire lab. Within a few seconds, a huge chunk of the wall is burnt, and a lot of equipment is damaged. You can see that assistants who can do so are conjuring shields to survive. Gelfuzar and Luther are both using necromantic shields to protect themselves. Everything else is destroyed, and the two of you who are in the vent, you feel this wave of heat, and finally it dies down.
I was gonna say, is he still connected to the machines and stuff, or are they?
It's something that came out of the Void Knight's brain. Basically,
Okay.
to the brain that's been implanted into the Void Knight.
But is the brain and stuff connected to the machines to mod?
Yeah, but the machines are all powering down after this thing. So there's now a huge chunk in the wall missing.
Well, I was gonna say, while the fire starts happening, I would use control electricity to make them appear to short circuit as what's his name, the fire thing happened.
Okay.
So I will use one power port.
Okay. So yeah, you need to use. It's not a power you usually have, so you need to use a power point to access it. I'm going to let you roll potential and projection, and yep. Okay. So you are. Yeah, you're trying to not only power them down like they would have been, but actively destroy and sabotage some equipment here. All right.
Yeah.
Is
wow.
5 is
that is a miss for me.
That's a miss for you. Okay, you're going to hit something that isn't one of the machines. Roll 1d100 to see how poorly your aim goes. So you're trying to do a surge of electricity and you critted your projection. That's gonna be fun.
Oh wow. This is bad.
Okay. It's not the worst. So it's not going to be something that's a major problem, but let's see. Okay, I think what's going to happen is you create this surge of electricity, and it's going to hit one of the assistants, basically. One of the assistants who turns around to look at the equipment that shouldn't have just shot a burst of electricity at her, but did. And after the explosion is gone and the smoke starts to clear, she's going to say that there was a problem. But right now, this fire, this confusion, the energies of the fire are being absorbed by spells. You can see with a few words and a wave of his hand, Luther transforms the fire into light. He can transform types of energies into another type of energy. So there's just a bright flash, and the flames are gone. You see basically the Void Knight has part of his face missing, and the brain, the burnt out brain that was inside of his skull just flops down to the floor, completely burnt out and lifeless now. And the accident has burnt off his hands. And you see Luther coming towards him and say, "Oh, this is fascinating. It seems like the brain just, as it was dying, just used all of its psychic powers at once. That is very interesting. Maybe if we could hold it in a state of near death, we could get some undead to. Oh, yes, this is fascinating." And the giant monster Gelfuzar leans closer to the Void Knight and says, "All right, General, you've accomplished part of your duty. The experiment continues, and for the partial success of today, you shall be rewarded. It waves its wing, and assistants come into the room carrying a box. The box is opened, and inside you can see a mummified hand decorated by runes and with jewels embedded in it. And Gelfuzar cuts off the rest of the rest of the Void Knight's hand and puts the mummified hand instead, and uses a spell to connect the two and to heal the Void Knight's face. The Void Knight is kind of just stunned by what's just happened. It doesn't seem to feel any pain from like having an explosion come out of his head, but yeah. And Gelfuzar says, "This is the hand of Linus. It should serve you well. I'll have the assistants provide you with exactly what its powers are, but be careful not to touch any living thing that you want to keep alive with it." And the Void Knight says, "Thank you. Next time, same time next month." The Lord of the Dead nods, and as rubble is being cleared by the assistants, the Void Knight just starts walking out of the room. Walter, you are in the corridor that has just been blasted by the fireball. You weren't hit, but you are, but through Van's eyes, you are able to see that the Void Knight is heading out and towards you. What do you do?
Well, first of all, so Rifle knows, during the last session I did cast Share Senses on Van, so we can see what she sees too. He is going to say, he's coming out. I need to step away from the vent, lest he spot me before we're ready to confront him. And he is going to just move back down the hallway.
Okay. Just make a general roll stealth. It's gonna be difficulty 40 because you're just moving away. But I want to make sure that you're able to stay clear, not get yourself noticed in this.
Ooh, shy by 2, and that is with the negative 30 in it.
That is with the negative 30. Okay. You are going to get noticed. So, Rifle, you can tell that Walter is walking away, but he's not walking away fast enough. He's going to be spotted very probably by the Void Knight. And, yeah. Do you do anything, Rifle?
Well, the only thing that I can do isn't really stealthy. I can paralyze the Void Knights, but that's about all.
Okay. The others, Vand, since you're connected to Walter's senses, you also realize he's going to be spotted. There are some things that each of you could do, but just wanna see if Vand has any ideas before I rule that the Void Knight has spotted Walter. Vand?
So what is the Void Knight? So I went out the room and is turning the corner.
Okay, the Void Knight is leaving the room through the hole caused by the explosion. Walter is in the corridor right outside, and Walter is moving away to avoid being spotted by the Void Knight. Walter is in this huge armor that's very recognizable, and he's not moving fast enough. You can tell by the time the Void Knight is in the corridor, he's going to spot Walter. So, do you do anything to try to make things easier to help Walter?
How many rounds do we have?
Just one. Yeah, you're gonna have one round, so you might need to spend some fatigue if you need to shoot it very fast.
I will use another PowerPoint to use psychokinetic impact and push him away so he doesn't get.
Okay. All right. Roll potential and roll for protection. Walter.
No, I can't do it.
That's me.
You are being impacted. What is your strength?
At present, my strength is 11.
Okay.
I have to go look up psychokinetic impact because I don't have.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, at present your strength is 7?
11.
11. Okay, cool. Okay. So I need you to roll strength, and I need Vand to roll with the strength that you got from your psychokinetic impact.
This one's considered an attack.
Yeah, it technically counts as an attack roll, but since Walter is like facing away from you and everything, it's and he can't see psychic powers. I think you're just gonna hit him.
Well, I meant like to.
That was my
see if
defense
courage.
against.
Courage gives it.
Oh yeah, technically yes.
Okay, so then. So I'm rolling the strength of 15.
Strength of 15, nice. Okay, Avubi, can you roll your strength as well, please?
Okay. By the way, that should deal 100% damage. I forget how much damage that thing.
It's going to depend on the level of severity, which is going to depend on the on how much you fail by. Okay, you fail by 5, and strength is between 10 and you said 15. Okay, yeah. So it's between 300 and 600 feet.
That's pretty far.
That is pretty far. Because of your armor, I'm going to lower it to basically 40, to as if it was a strength 10 or 12. So I'm lowering it to basically 60 feet. And okay. It's gravity 2, so you are getting 10 points of damage. Ignores your armor. And yeah, basically you are just flung aside into one of the nearby corridors just before the Void Knight turns around by an unseen force that just whisks you away.
Should I make? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, should I make an acrobatics roll to see if I stay on my feet and don't like crash into something?
Yes, you should. And it's going to be.
That's not -30, so I got a 52.
Okay. You do crash. You fall, and because of your armor, you are making a lot of noise. And yeah, but you didn't get spotted thanks to this. All right. All right. Inside.
Oh fuck! I should have used organic psycho.
That's fair, but
I don't know. I think it's more fun to use this.
Yeah, in the rush of the moment, you just didn't think. You just pushed him to the side, and that's pretty fair considering like the circumstances. Okay, so back inside of the lab, Shadow, you spot that nobody else seems to be paying this much attention, but Gelfuzar, the Lord of the Dead, turns his head at the sound of crashing metal in a corridor, and then like turns his head back to the two assistants that are talking to one another. One of them said, "One of the machines shocked me." And Gelfuzar observes the situation and turns to Luther and says, "Something's wrong." What do you do, Shadow?
Shadow. Shadow glares at Vond and continues watching what's going on in the room, ready to dash at a moment's notice.
Okay. You are crawling in an air vent, so dashing is not going to be easy. If you want to be ready to make a quick escape, you have to get out of the air vent.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Okay. So you're ready to crawl out of there. Yeah. Walter, you're on your back in a side corridor. That's the electricity is off, so you hear the footsteps of the Void Knight passing in the corridor, not noticing you, and continuing. And thanks to your vampire vision, you are able to see him actually. Just moving on. You are able to hear through Von's ears that the Lord of the Dead in the lab is starting to notice things. Yeah. What do your characters do now?
I'm going to slowly get up.
Okay.
Did the assistants leave the room as well?
No. Right now, everybody seems to be trying to, evaluate the damage that was done to the lab, check if anything else is gonna explode, if what machines are broken, what machines are still working, picking up papers from the floor. Everybody's working to clear up the accident, basically. Yeah. What do you do?
I will cast Sea Matrices just so I can familiarize myself with their matrices in case I need to find them or track them down.
Oh, you mean like in case you need to do mental tracking?
Yeah.
Oh, you just need to have met the person
okay,
in order
then.
to do this. Also,
Oh.
I hope people appreciate that I found some nifty maps that are just the same lab, but
Destroyed.
but destroyed and not destroyed. Like I was pretty happy when I found these, and I was pretty happy when this game gave me the occasion to use them like this. So, yeah. Moving on.
Oh. I will tap Shadow and then start making my way out of the vent.
Okay. Right. Shadow, do you stay and listen some more?
Yes, I want to see what they're going to do.
Okay. All right. So you see the undead creature starts to murmur something. It's casting something through Van's ears. Rifle. You hear this, and it's one of the spells that you know. It's the one of the first necromancy spells.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Get out of here!
What?
You have the mental.
Yeah.
You have the communication with Vand, but not Shadow. I think.
Yeah. So that's why I. Yeah. Can I innately cast essence communication with him?
Sure. Yeah, if you don't have any
Okay.
other innate spell, you should be able to do that.
Okay. So I am. Yeah. So I have no other meaning to communicate to you that I am going to use a spell on you. So do you resist it or not?
Yeah. You feel something is trying to contact you. What do you do?
Well, I can see the magic, so I know it's not the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let it through.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, I would like you to roll magical resistance at a difficulty of 120, please. Both you, actually, everyone make a magic resistance
Yay.
check. Difficulty 120. Okay. Shadow, you're not spotted. Rifle, you're not spotted.
Okay.
All right.
I'm so spotted.
Yep. So the spell that's just been cast is the spell that Rifle uses to sense his surroundings. It's Sense Death. It allows to detect undead creature.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's not this one.
Sense death. It's necrotic detection.
Ah yes,
it's-
necrotic detection.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
It's level 16.
It's also a magic resistance 120 at
Yeah.
basic spell. Allows to detect any creature around the person. Yeah. Okay. So Avalby, you're hit, and Van, you're also hit. I could. Is there any way any of you could dodge? Could block or dodge this? Knowing that I don't think either of you see magic, so you would have pretty big penalties. We could still make that roll for.
Can I, if I, can I at least on Walter give him instruction like slash behind you or something like that to leather the penalties?
Yes, if you do this, it's only it's only a partial blindness penalty instead of the full blindness penalty.
There's no
I
hope
guess
for
I
me.
can do it for both of them.
Okay, yeah.
There's no hope
Okay.
for me. Someone told me to take off my powers, so I can't.
Which
I also told you a little while ago that you're fine to use powers again.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
So the
Oh, wait, yeah, no. I can't.
okay, so you are using your defensive teleport, and Walter, are
If he
you?
gives me the head up,
I think he is. You
I am. What's the penalty for partially blinded?
partial. It's minus 30. Okay, wait.
I'm still doing real bad.
It's minus 15 to dodge, and it's minus 30 to block.
Oh, okay. In that case,
Well-
I need to.
Well,
That's a 140.
again,
yep.
it's fucking bad luck because it's always a 5.
Roll
It's like
roll 1d100 to see by how much you fail, and if it's more than 7, roll minus 15. 1d100 minus 15. And I'm going to roll my protection. Okay. You just teleport out of the ducts, but you're of the like vents, but you're still going to be hit by the spell. As for Walter, I am going to
actually,
roll-
I don't think it would even work because I don't think the AOE. It's an AOE ability.
Yes, but it's within 20 meters. So you could in theory escape it. Okay, Walter, you're hit as well. So the Lord of the Dead has this weird inhuman movement of just tilting its head and says and turns to Luther and says, "You have rats in your vents."
I'm not in the vent.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh yeah. Theoretically, this spell does not make the difference between species or not. It
Okay.
just detects life.
All right.
So it could be literal rats. I'm going to cast the spell to bring vermin, and I'm going to try to get them in the vent, if possible.
Oh,
did we say that?
control.
Yeah.
Scavengers.
This one,
Control
scavengers.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. You're gonna try to bluff a Lord of the Dead with a necromancy spell.
With literal rats.
I thought you just said that there's nothing in the vent. He didn't catch anything.
He's gonna have detected Van. He's gonna have detected Van before Van teleported out of the vent. So that's why he said what he said.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to spend 1 fatigue point for this.
Okay.
Because I'm using my Zen to do this. So I control all scavengers in a 150 meters radius.
Okay. Crows, rats, flies, worms, and insects, and
Yeah.
any scavenger type insect. Okay.
So is there one that is close that I can quickly make it go in the vent?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't exactly figure out what the nature of that thing is, but you are able to take control of something. You think it's an insect, but it's bigger, and
Okay.
you make it. You take control of it and make it go into the vent. You also you also take control of a lot of what are they called? A lot of worms. There's a lot of undead around you right now, and some of them just have worms inside of their bodies, and yeah, there's also a lot of flies.
Okay. Is the Lord of the Dead? Does the Lord of the Dead have worms and flies?
No. Flies. Yeah, actually, it's going to have flies beneath its shield. Then it casts earlier.
Okay. I'm going to do two things. I am going to try to have only one fly, just go on one of its eyes, and just be annoying. Like, just it is going to land on its eye, and then lift off, and then go back. But trying to be somewhat natural.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then you're gonna have the big thing
Yeah.
go into the vents. Okay.
And if possible, I'm going to make it go all the way so that it's exit on the room where the Lord of the Dead is.
Okay. Shadow, what are you doing, Shadow? Are you still in the vent? Are you moving out of the vent?
Yeah, Shadow's going to, after hearing the Lord that they say that, he's going to try and get out the vent.
Okay. So as you're crawling back, you hear a whoosh of air as Vant disappears from behind you, and then you're going to hear this weird scratching, kind of almost metallic against noise that's just like coming closer and closer to you very fast, and you see in the vent, almost as big as you, there's like this weird what's it called? Insect-like creature that's running towards you. It's crawling towards you. It's a Blattodea, and it's going to burst out. And just before it reaches you, it turns around, bursts out of the vent, and into the lab. Okay. Rifle.
Yeah.
Can you? I'm going to ask you to roll persuasion. Nah, it's not.
Leadership?
I'm trying to figure out, like, if I should make Rifle do a roll to have to fool the Lord of the Dead. I know.
I put a lot of points in persuasion for somewhat that, because there is no disguise.
So if you have the persuasion skill, you can.
for sure.
You could roll it, or we could do a contested intelligence check.
Oh shit! No contested check. Not with a Lord of the Dead.
It doesn't necessarily have the best intelligence, but how much do you have in intelligence?
11.
Okay. All right. In this case, roll persuasion against. I think it's gonna have to be against my notice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm giving you a bonus of 50 because that was like a pretty good idea to try to use this spell to deceive the Lord of the Dead. But I'm open rolling.
We'll see about that. No.
Okay. All right. So the creature bursts in, and you see like a lot of the assistants are like jump back or scared. One of them says, "Oh, was that the sound that we heard outside earlier?" But just the Lord of the Dead just exits the room through the corridor through which the Void Knight left, and you can tell that it's like on the lookout for something, like a giant. It looks like a giant hunter. Also, its eyes are basically like empty sockets with a light inside of it. So the fly that flew in it just disappeared from existence. It's like there's a void there, and yeah, and the
We
Lord
still hear the buzzing sound inside his head.
yeah.
It will be perfect.
So the Lord of the Dead is coming towards you, Walter and Rifle. Walter, could you make a stealth or height check, please?
I most certainly can. Do I have hide? I thought I had one of the two. No. Stealth is better though.
Wait, stealth is better than.
Okay.
I rolled a 3, that's actually a fumble.
Alright,
Yeah.
roll 1d100 to see by how much you fumbled. Oh my god, the fumbles are gonna...
Just the tiniest possible fumble. If I fumble a fumble, does it become an open roll?
The fumbles are just making this entire mission fail right now. Okay.
Man, I've done almost nothing but fumble in fun with new character, except for that one time I stealthed, other than fumbled shit.
Your projection has been very bad today. Alright, so... Okay, you know what? Since Vand and Shadow are coming out of the vents, I'm asking you to make the same a stealth check as well, both of you, against 141 for the Lord of the Dead's notice.
Okay, can we use...
Can you use what?
Can I use hide?
Yes, hide or stealth. Okay, Shadow, you're good. Shadow, you resisted the detection spell, and on top of that, you're hidden. You live up to your name. Okay, open rolling. So Vand, you're also hidden. The Lord of the Dead doesn't notice you. So like it's just going to keep assuming that it's detecting something that's insignificant, and instead it turns its head around the corner in the corridor in which Walter is, and it's almost complete darkness. But Walter, you're able to see in the dark, and it's staring back at you, and it says, "You."
I actually am not able to see in the dark.
Oh, you're not? Oh, I thought
No,
the
Vitalis cannot see in the dark.
Okay. All right.
Which is weird.
Which is super weird. They're creatures of the night. They can't see in the dark.
Yeah. No. You can see him. I don't care what the game says. You are able to see this giant undead monster staring straight at you, and
Okay, sounds cool.
yeah. And it says, "You. Who are you? What are you doing here?" And its voice. Its voice is actually super creepy. Just give me 1 second. I gotta find the creature again. I think from what I remember, it sounds like it's speaking from a multitude of screaming human voices that's in unison. But I need to, Lord of the Dead. They were known as the Great Beasts of Beleth. Blah 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 blah.
I have an idea.
Okay.
When he says that, I try to whisper, but like so they can still hear. Through share senses. Tell them you're trying to find your lost one.
Okay. The bodies of the beasts of Beleth are huge skeletal monstrosities with large wings, horns, and a tail that gives them a demonic appearance. Their dimensions are impressive. They are 16 to 20 feet high from head to toe. They also have terrifying voices, speaking as if dozens of creatures were shouting at once. So that's what is talking to you right now. Walter, what do you do?
Do you want a composure roll?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm good. I'm okay at this, actually.
That's good.
Oh, no, I'm just not bad.
Okay.
Oh, but I open roll. I'm cool.
All right, you're not panicking yet.
Okay, not yet. Woohoo.
Yet.
All right. He'll turn to this. Is this the Lord of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. He just says, "My name is Walter Gallimore, and I'm here to visit my sister."
Okay. Roll. I think persuasion is.
Persuasion sounds good.
Yeah. Is what seems appropriate, right?
I get a 1.
Oh my god!
You should at least said, "I'm trying to find my lost one."
Okay.
I actually couldn't hear what you said. I didn't understand what you said, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't ask what you said because then I'd just be saying that out loud, and that would be weird.
Oh, sorry. You were supposed to understand. I said you're looking for your lost one.
I still don't understand what you're saying. What?
You're looking for your lost Vond, like.
Oh, Vaughn. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying my lost one. I'm like, who's my lost one?
I heard lost love.
I thought that might have been it too.
Is this okay? Is this the right token for you, Shadow?
I'm sorry?
Is this your? Oh wait, no. Yeah, I didn't put you on the same page. 1 sec. No, you are on the right page. Okay. This token right here. Is this?
Oh yeah, that's Shadow.
Okay, cool. In this case, I'm putting you both towards the back because you're behind the Lord of the Dead right now. So you, Walter, you say, I'm here to...
I'm here to see my sister.
Okay. So the Lord of the Dead has this... it screams, but it takes you a moment to realize that it's actually just saying hum, but the way that its voices work just make it sound like 12 people are screaming at you. Yeah, exactly, something like that, but like 12 people at the same time. And it says, you know, it's interesting. Humans, creatures like you have an elevated heartbeat whenever they're lying, and their faces distort. That's one of the major flaws that we undead do not have to contend with. I'm gonna...
that wasn't technically a lie.
You failed to persuade him.
I know that, I understand that, yeah.
I am going to ask you to roll initiative, everyone. Because it's gonna cast a spell at you, and I want to see who's able to act quickly enough and who is not. Yes, okay.
Shoot, I did not pick my dude.
I'm sorry. Please, okay, if you... okay, if you are unhappy with the roll you made, feel free to re-roll it again, or I'm just going to add you...
I'm just going to type it in.
Yeah, or I'm just going to add you to the turn order.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I'll just roll again and change it.
Yeah.
You rolled a 13.
Hey, that's a 2 for Shadow.
Wow, that's very sad.
You gotta roll 1d100 to see by how much you...
I said I would roll and then change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did no one hear me say that?
Yes.
No, I
Alright.
understand that, I'm sorry.
And then change it, but yeah. And change it to the new thing, right?
Oh no, I was just going to keep my old one.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled a 14.
All right.
I didn't want to change it.
Right.
I just wanted to make less work for you.
Okay, so all of you, you are able to hear that it's starting to cast something. Now, Rifle, you know a little bit about those creatures. You know that they were created around the same time as the Necronomicon, and they're one of the strongest undead beings in existence. So you don't know if you want to fight it, and you don't know if you'd be able to.
Oh, no. I want to flee. But as I'm going to play after him, I can't do really anything.
That is fair. Vand, you are the first to react when this undead monstrosity starts to cast a spell. What do you do?
Well, I don't think I can teleport out of here.
You're pretty sure the building's outside walls would stop you from doing this. You might still be able to teleport from one part of the building to the next, but until you try, you won't know.
I'm gonna cast teleport.
Okay. And you're gonna try to... Who are you teleporting?
I will try and teleport. I don't know what level it is. I'll try to teleport it into a wall.
Okay. You're trying to teleport the Lord of the Dead into a wall. That's physical resistance, right?
Yes, well, let's see what we get. I'm gonna use 2 power points to increase my potential by...
Alright. Roll roll potential and roll. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty. Oh, I rolled a 94 on my physical resistance. That's pretty good.
That's very sad, because now I can't do it.
All right. Roll your.
I should have teleported us, goddammit.
Yeah. Also, you were trying to teleport it into a wall to make it unconscious, right?
Yeah.
It's an undead.
Oh. Vaughn forgets these.
That's fine, but for the cinematic aspect, we are going to say that you hit it with a teleport spell from behind. You clip it into the wall, and it just reappears where it was, and you're pretty sure it should be unconscious, but it's still there and it's still moving. So from here on, you know that casting this on undead to make them unconscious does not work. Teleporting them somewhere else might work. Yeah, that's it for your turn. Shadow, it's your turn. This is the part of the mission where you stealthed your way through half of this video game, and now the combat is starting, and you're pretty sure it was mainly a stealth mission. What do you do?
Well, Shadow's gonna stick to his name and disappear into the shadows.
All right. You're trying to get away from the situation?
Oh yeah.
Okay. In this case, I am going to ask you to roll for stealth. Since you are moving, you are going to get some penalties, and I am going to roll notice to find you.
Out in the stealth it says I can move at a minus, and it will. I wouldn't take a penalty for that.
Okay. So
Yeah, if you move quarter speed, I think.
yeah. So you're moving out of there slowly, right?
Yes. I'll just take the minus. I think it's 4. 4 to speed.
Oh yeah, -4 to speed. That's fair. Stealth. It's hiding. It's disguise. Where is stealth? Yeah. Okay. When a character moves silently, he must subtract 4 points from the movement value or have a -80. Okay, cool. In this case, you are. What's your movement? What's your movement value?
It's 13.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you're moving at night still pretty good, and he's not going to notice you. So congratulations, you are going to survive this scenario. You run away. You're out of this situation. Walter, it's your turn. What do you do?
My apologies. Despite all this time, I'm still like, what do I do? He is going to act like the big tough guy who's supposed to be here, and let the guy finish his thing, whatever he's doing.
All right, you're gonna let him cast a spell upon you. That's fair. So he casts a necromancy spell upon you. Let's see. Do I have enough accumulation to do this in one turn? That's the problem with NPCs created by the game. They always have some very bad accumulation.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to control the living. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take me 3 turns to cast this.
Walter's just chilling.
Yeah. Okay. Rifle. It's Rifle. It's your turn. What do you do?
What? Yeah.
Okay. If you want, you can roll magic appraisal to try to understand which spell is being cast. It won't use up
Yeah.
your turn, but you can understand what's happening.
Yeah. So I guess I'm going to do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll magic appraisal.
Oh,
Oh,
well.
nice. Okay, that's an open roll. Yeah, you know he's gonna cast the necromancy spell that allows undead to dominate life. Yeah.
It's called controls the living, I think.
Dominer la vie.
Yeah, c'est ça.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well. I do have something
Uh-huh.
that could work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well. We're going to play a game of chance. If I succeed, great! So I'm going to cast Necromantic Paralysis on the intermediate level.
Okay.
I'm going to spend Xeon for this.
Okay, on this turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
And and we'll see. Want me to to do a magic projection?
You're gonna need to.
Okay.
Am I surprised? No. He swats your
block.
spell out of the air.
He block.
Yeah.
Okay. So he can't. He does. He casts his spell with half of his accumulation because he can't block without.
Yeah, that's fair. So
But if it's a shield, he could.
Yep.
That I don't know if he had a shield.
No, it's he's able to block energies with its scythe hands.
Yes.
So just cuts your spell out of the air and says to Walter, "You dare attack one of the generals of the Vitala army."
Rifle. What
Yes.
did you do?
Should I advise something, my wielder? Put me on the ground and run.
That won't do. We can't escape this facility running. He's gonna take the sword out and just place it in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In a battle
Apologies,
stance or
sir.
in the...
This is a malfunctioning artifact.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Tell him that. I'm speaking to Walter. Tell him that it is Master Delacroix failed experiments that was lost. Tell him exactly that.
Well, I'll wait to see what he has to say to me telling him about the artifact first.
Basically, it says, make it stand down, and I will, or I will take care of it personally, and wait until I cast my spell.
Rifle.
And I say to them, when you are ready, teleports Walter out of here. Or at least so that he could run.
Okay, new initiative.
Listen. I'm not leaving. Just
Van,
let this
It
happen.
is your choice. But I don't think that we can.
Alright, new
We
initiative.
do, like, Yeah.
Okay. Oh, initiative.
I don't think that we do
Sorry,
have
sorry.
the luxury of choosing if we are staying or running. The thing is gonna kill you.
I followed by initiative. I have 0.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's a 2 on your initiative. Roll 1d100 to see how much.
Well, for initiative, a 2 is just a flat negative 100 to your initiative.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, so you're at 0 initiative.
Yes.
Shadow, you don't need to roll. You're gone.
Oh yeah.
Let me roll.
And Vand. Okay.
40.
Descending. Yeah. Okay. Vand, it's your turn. What do you do?
Did I hear the I'm not leaving?
It might have been their mental communication. Walter?
I think it would. I think that had to be the mental communication because I wouldn't be saying weird stuff like that in front of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try to teleport all. Or at least myself, if
Okay.
I can't carry.
Roll your potential.
I will only teleport myself.
Okay. Since you have the connect sensors with Walter, you will be able to know where to cast the teleport spell to get him to you if you'd like. Where do you try to teleport?
I will teleport to to Shadow since I still have psychic track.
Okay. So since he's still inside of the same section of the school, you are able to teleport right next to Shadow, who's sneaking his way through, like, to avoid different undead creatures and necromancers who are walking the halls. You see some Vitalis students who are practicing magic here, like in the corridors, and Shadow, you're being very stealthy, and then poof, Vand appears right next to you, displacing a lot of air as she appears, and she is not as stealthy as you at all. What do you do, Shadow?
You know, I'm really starting to hate you, Fairy.
By the way, I was teleported.
No.
No,
You're
you were not. I did not have enough to carry.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Your armor is making it really hard to teleport you around. Rightful,
Well,
it's
it's
your
also
turn.
kind of. I'm pretty heavy on my own. Without the armor, I would still be over that lower limit.
Okay, so I'm going because I don't really have other choices. Yeah. Oh, maybe I can't. Do I know if it is a being between the world or if it is an anemic creature?
Roll occult, it's gonna be difficulty.
I rolled before when you said something about
Okay.
it.
Did you roll more than 140?
Yeah, well, I have 160 base.
Okay.
So-
Cool. It's a between worlds undead creature.
Okay, so I could speak to him if I. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to cast it on the advanced level.
Okay. What you're trying to use essence communication?
Yeah, on him.
Okay, roll protection.
Okay. Yes!
You have a chance
Sorry.
because I rolled a 9 and you open rolled. You still need to roll more than 15.
Yeah.
Okay, you're able to hit him.
Okay.
Do I get a resistance check?
No.
Yes, technically you
You
get 120.
could. Yes.
Okay.
But
if
you
you
do
really
see
wanted.
it coming from the sword, so if you didn't want to
Yeah,
talk about
that's that. And also, you do know that it is armless.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna know it's a communication spell after you manage to hit him, and he's not gonna resist it.
Okay. So. I praise to thee, O great creature, general of the army of Vetalas. Sorry, I don't really know what's happened much around here. I am the failed sword experiments that Master Delacroix did. I don't know if you were there at this moment, but I would like to speak to my master, please.
So Gelfuzar answers, failed experiment indeed.
Well, I tried to see if I could measure up to you, but it does seem that you are a lot stronger than me indeed.
Okay. Walter, there's a spell coming right for you. Do you defend yourself?
I do not.
Okay. Do you resist it?
Nope.
Okay. Technically, yeah. Okay. It's a spell to control you again.
Yeah.
So
Get used to that.
Okay, so you are entitled to one resistance test per day, and every time that orders go against your deeper nature, the Lord of the Dead is going to say, "Come with me. I would like to show this sword to a friend, and don't try to harm anyone unless I tell you to."
Wait, do I know he's being mentally?
With
Well,
your
I tell him
not
to
a
you.
psychic power, I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah,
I tell it to you.
yeah. I don't think you would know, but
I can say it's.
Oh.
I think.
yeah. But Rifle, you are able to communicate this because you identified the spell before it was cast, and
Yeah.
you aren't controlled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Could I have also tried to control his mind before it? Like, let's have a mind.
That is
That could be fun.
that could be
You
fun.
will lose.
I don't think that he's controlling my mind, though.
No, it's technically he's
Controlling your soul.
yeah, technically he's
something like
controlling
that.
your soul, but in this case, what we would do is if two people are trying to apply different controls, it's by how much you fail the resistance checks of each attempt to control your mind.
Yes, this is where bad.
Maybe there is a chance.
Okay, so that's technically a new turn. Walter, can you roll? Do you try to resist the Lord of the Dead's control? Like, would you be more open to somebody else controlling your mind? In this case, I need you to roll mystical resistance.
No, actually, he would be trying to resist any other controls at the moment.
Okay, so you don't want to be controlled by Bond.
Yes.
Okay. roll
Psychic
psychic resistance, and you need to pass by more than 100. You need the margin between your resistance and Van's to be less than 100 to not be controlled by Van.
Well, it's 104.
Okay. This game is just going all over the place.
I tell him, just play along to what he says when he sends something to you, but you don't have to follow his rule. So, I will allow Walter to do whatever he wants and instruct him to just not force him, but suggest he pretend to follow the zombie's role.
Okay.
But I will not make him do anything at this.
So Walter, you have a more powerful mind control spell letting you do what you want.
This is weird.
Yeah, it is. You technically have imposed free will upon you.
You must have free will no matter what. But no, okay. Gotcha.
Did the Lord of the Dead notice?
Do I see supernatural? Do I see supernatural? Thank you for reminding me of this. Gosh, there are so many rules in this game. Inhumanity, blah blah blah. No, I do. Oh, see, yes, I see supernatural. I would see psychic powers. This means I might have had a chance of detecting the electric surge earlier.
I still do have hide matrices.
Okay. It gives you a bonus to not being spotted, right?
So, you said there. I don't know what you said the rules were.
Oh yeah. No.
It worked on CC.
Yeah. He doesn't spot it. He's not gonna spot your matrices. He's not gonna spot you're taking control of Walter's mind. Okay. You head back into the lab, and Gelfuzar says to Luther, "I have found some intruders. It seems that our experiment didn't go exactly as planned because of the outside interventions." And he parts his wings, and Walter to reveal that Walter is there, and rifle in his hand, and Luther.
Yeah. I instantly try to communicate with him innately this time.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh, okay. So he does accept it.
Yeah.
Okay. Master, it's been so long. I yearn for you. Where were you? You left me alone.
So Luther's eyes open a little bit wider, and he comes towards you, and he says, "Oh, rifle! I hadn't seen you in such a long time." No. He's gonna use your other name. Just give me 1 second, because I wrote it down. Blah blah blah. Salim. It's been so long, and he comes towards Walter with his hands out, as if expecting Walter to just hand over the rifle. Walter, what do you do?
Oh, he's just gonna hand rifle over. He can hug a sword.
Okay. Luther picks up a rifle and starts to examine you and says, "Oh, you've been battling a lot. Damn. What's happened to you?"
I feast on the life force of an arctic chimera. We fought endless battle. It was great, Master. I learned a lot since I left you.
Yeah, we're going to cut from here for 1 second, and go back to Shadow and Vand. Vand, while you're sneaking away with Shadow, you're using other powers to try to influence the other situation. Shadow doesn't seem aware of everything that is happening, but you're keeping track of it. I'm going to need you to roll stealth, because if you want to try to roll to move stealthily, Vand, because if you don't, Shadow's going to get spotted as well.
Well, actually, I'm just gonna bunker down and hide. If I need Shadow, I'll talk. I know where he's at.
Okay.
I'll just teleport to him.
That's fair. Go ahead and make a hide check, and you split the group into 3.
Well, sorry, I didn't know I'm bad at stealth. I'm gonna.
It's perfectly fine, no worries. I just want to see if you're spotted by other creatures.
Yeah, I don't have stealth. I only have hide, so that's why I'm like, I'm gonna have to stay in one place.
Hide means that you're just staying in one place and bunkering down. Okay, then yeah, that's pretty good. You're not spotted. Okay. So let's say like you just like open one of the doors, enter what seems to be an occult library, and close it behind you. And yeah, the whole place is lit up by ghost candles. They're emitting a sort of like a bluish light, but it's not like, you know, very hot blue flames. It's a paler type of flame, and they don't flicker with the wind. They just flicker on their own volition.
While this is going on, I will concentrate to teleport. Just
okay. Oh yeah, that could work. It could work.
Oh, sorry. I just realized. I'm going to cut off every spell that I have maintained on everyone, but Walter.
Okay.
Because if they examine what spell I have active,
Yep.
it will give it up.
Yep. Vand, you lose track of Walter and his senses.
But you still control him, so you know it's not bad.
That's fair. You're still in. You still have a connection to his mind through your mind control. Wow, there's a lot of moving pieces right now. Yeah. So, Luther is saying, "Oh, that is fantastic. Salim, since I left you, and since I sold you off, I haven't been really able to find any other mage that was. It's not talented, but as interesting as you. And I was hoping to find you again, and make you a part of the experiments that I've been working on. We have the resources here and now to get you a better body if you'd like.
Oh, could I have the Void Knight one?
Unfortunately, no. We need the Void Knight's body for something else. But I could dig up your old body and make something make something out of it. Transfer your soul into a new version of yourself, and we could start working again together again. When I wish I had the foresight to see that you were useful in more ways than just providing Xeon. He moves to some cubes of flesh that are to the side of the room that I talked about in the last game but didn't describe this time. There's fleshy, like they're basically just like cubes that have skin and that are slightly pulsating, that are linked, interwoven with each other by what seems to be veins. And he grabs one of the veins protruding from one of them, and Zion, and starts to drain magic out from these. And he says, this place has been phenomenal in helping me create undead that are undead creatures that are just there to absorb Zion from the environment and give it to us. We're using it to power our armies and our machines, and it's fantastic. And we don't need assistants to just provide magic anymore. Now assistants can do other things. What do you say, Rifle? Salim?
Well, Master, if you think that I'm worthy enough to work by your side again and bring you, even if it's not a lot, but pride, I will do it gladly.
Fantastic. He starts to walk towards another room, and
sorry, Master, but you don't have to be so low on yourself. Even geniuses do make some missteps. I don't think that you throwing me out was a bad thing.
So Gelfuzar sees them walking out of the room, turns to Walter, and says, tell me the truth. What are your true intentions?
What are my what?
True intentions.
I came to see my sister. I came to have that weapon looked at and its abilities and obvious flaws explored.
Did you have anything to do with the electric surge and the and the metallic noises we heard?
The metallic noise. I was thrown to the ground by said object. Which is why you found me in that room.
You can see it's trying to sense if there's something else that's amiss, and it's going to like creep its head closer to you, and it says, "All right, Walter, you can go this time." And you realize you never told him your name.
He
Wait,
says
I thought he
Walter
did.
what?
You
I
can
thought
go.
he did tell him.
You can go now.
Yeah, but I think he did say his name to.
I don't remember if it did, but anyway.
They're like, I'm visiting my sister.
Nod. We'll like lower his head
Mm.
and respectfully, and we'll go.
I think he says Walter Galmore, and yeah.
Oh, I did say my name was Walter Gallimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In this case, no matter. Okay. He is going to add. Thank you for your service in the guard. And you're free to go. The spell is lifted from you.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it was or not. Walter is just going to bow his head and step out.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he has no more spells connected to him, so no way to contact Rond and the others. He's just sort of out there in the hallway now.
Yep. One of the assistants runs after you and says, the Lord has asked me to escort you out this place. You shouldn't be here. It's the experimental place. Lots of military secrets. You don't want to look into them, or you could get into big trouble. Follow
I
me.
gathered that very quickly. Please help me.
All right. You're starting to be led towards the outside.
Yes.
Van, you don't know that this is happening, but you can. You've been concentrating to teleport water for more than a minute now.
So after, God, I will use mental research. Actually, I can't. I'll break something. Actually, I will do nothing because I will wait long.
You will
Is
wait
there
on.
anything in library?
There's scrolls. There's books. There's some books that are whispering to you, and other that are bleeding off of the bookshelves, and a lot of them in the higher up sections are chained together. And yeah, generally they're being creepy, but there's nobody else here because you rolled enough high that like you're out of anybody's perception range.
Actually, what am I wearing? Am I wearing regular clothes, or did they put me in for?
Because you weren't expecting the whole van situation, I don't think you went into this situation with anything other than the clothes you generally have. So,
Okay, I didn't know if they like tied me up in like a straitjacket or something. Anyway, I'll steal some of them, and then
you're stealing some of the things?
yeah.
Okay. Do you just take everything that comes that you can grab, or everything that you can carry? How much are you taking?
I will teleport down, or one of the chain books, one of the bleeding books, and one of the books that were talking to me.
Okay. The chains on the chain books are enchanted, so they can't be teleported. But the other two appear in your hands.
Okay, I'll take these for now, and then I'll do mental research to see what has been happening to Walter.
Okay. Roll potential, and you have 1 minute of concentration. Well, technically, you should have declared you're concentrating for that for mental research. So you need to wait another minute to be able to do this. But you did use your you used your concentration to teleport the books in your hands. If you want, you can take another minute to do mental research. But after that, roll potential.
Sorry, my mic died. But I was just gonna mental research.
Okay.
Walter.
Yeah, you can do what you can do mental research. Your volume is very low right now.
Yeah, my mic died.
Okay.
Or my actual mic.
Yeah, I raised you to the maximum that Discord will allow. Okay.
I will change the setting.
All right. Yeah, I'll let you do the potential roll Shadow. In the meantime, you're making your way out of this place. As you're sneaking around, you spot the Void Knight.
I didn't want to completely leave. I wanted to get away from the scene.
Okay.
And actually collect some more information.
Okay. So you are away from the scene. You're still inside of the undead wing, the necromancy wing, and you have spotted the Void Knight heading out.
Okay.
What do you do?
I want to try out other rooms and look for more military secrets.
All right. So you are trying to find out more things. In which, like, do you enter different rooms that you think could have secrets?
Yes.
All right. Tez, I think that your mic is picking up our voices. There's a bit of an echo. Okay, cool. Yeah, you muted yourself. Okay. All right. Shadow, you look around. You make your way into different sections, and you're going to come across different things. First of all, you come across multiple classrooms. You see some students entering and leaving, and through the gaps in the doors, you're able to see students practicing different spells, sitting in classes and learning necromantic theory. You go deeper still, and you find yourself in larger rooms that have heavy machinery that seem to be made just to mass produce undead creatures, and each of those undead is being retrofitted with metallic weapons made specially to murder your people. So you're going to see creatures like these getting manufactured, but also creatures like this abomination, and a lot of undead soldiers that have bones wriggling out of their body, growing and decaying very quickly into strange shapes. You I'm gonna ask you to do a search check to find a place where military information is being gathered. I'm gonna say difficulty 120.
I'm probably not gonna make that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You would have open rolled if you could have. All right. You take a few doors. You backtrack when Vitala necromancers are coming through the corridor. You were just sneaking in, come back in, like get into a door just before it closes. You are in a room that has multiple maps. With pawns placed on the maps to represent different troops. You have different military documents that are talking about the making of undead creatures and current war plans. It's not as detailed as if you were in the garrison that's below the school, but you are getting some pretty good information from this place, something that your superiors would find valuable.
Perfect.
Okay. You gather them, so you move to gather them, but before you can do so, you realize there's a strange thing in the corner of the room that seems to be like a purple body of veins that's stuck to the wall with an eye at its center, and it's basically gazing into the room, and it hasn't, like, you're still in the entrance, barely out of its eyesight, but there's basically an undead camera thing there. What do you do?
An undead camera thing?
Yeah, like it's basically a bunch of veins stuck to the wall with an eye in its center that's looking at the whole room, basically. And it doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
Okay. Is there any way that I can try to stealthily get the information without being seen?
There is. It's going to be a difficulty 320. You're gonna have to be very stealthy, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So I'm going to have to be literally inhuman.
Yep.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay.
It's not very likely, but I'll...
You can get inhuman without open rolling.
He can't open roll, so you have to do that check without.
I'm going to burn fatigue.
All right, that's fair. I don't know if you can burn fatigue on stealth checks.
Is stealth dexterity?
Yeah, I think, or perception.
No, it's stealth is agility.
No,
Okay.
then you can.
Okay, cool.
All agilities.
All right, then go ahead and roll. You pass. You
I rolled a 99.
Yeah, you would have open rolled if you could.
Must be nice to get good roll. What's that like?
It's like Van's luck was all transferred to Shadow.
Hey, to be fair, I mind control battled that demigod or demon lord, and
That's fair. That was really impressive. Okay, so Shadow, you basically like step into the room, move from cover to cover, and just observe the undead eye and its movements, and move as it's looking in other places. You like what you're doing shouldn't be possible, but you're doing it. You rolled past the inhuman difficulty, which is past the impossible difficulty. So yeah, you're doing something that's amazing. You catch the plant. You put them under your cloak, under your clothes. You exit the room again, and it's as if you were never there.
And Duxaris can automatically pass inhumanity stuff, right?
Yep, they do. They never need to buy any inhumanity abilities to be able to roll this high, unlike other races. So you're in and out. I'm impressed. Your new character is very stealthy, and you're doing well. Okay, what after that? Do you head towards the exit?
Oh yeah, I'm getting out of here now.
Okay, so you've accomplished your side mission. Rifle. You've been taken to another room, and you're having this very a pleasant conversation with Luther.
Okay.
Who says, so what have you been up to all this time? Fighting? Who was this warrior who brought you in?
Okay. So I'm going to stay silent for about 3 seconds, because in that time, I understand that I won't be seeing Walter maybe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm going to send him one last message and tell him It was good serving you. I will do my best to help you, but he is my master.
Okay.
And I cut all spell.
All right.
Wow.
Before you do this,
Wand I love.
before you're able to do this,
Okay.
Vand, you cast your mental research spell. You are connected back to Walter's mind. You're able to read his thoughts and search for any information you want. You're able. Walter, do you resist attempt to search your thoughts?
This time, yes, not because it's Vaughn, just because it's like, what's going on? I'm just walking outside. Who's attacking me now?
That's fair. Vaughn, I'm gonna need you to roll potential.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
226.
226. What's difficulty that needs to be passed? 120?
Let me check. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
If it is, this will be the first time I've resisted, and it is on something incredibly small.
Oh, that's mind control. It should be easier for mental research.
I figured that is true.
Alright, I have a lot of abilities, and they're...
Okay. So you did 220, so the difficulty that he needed to pass is 160, and he rolled 156. So Walter literally needed to roll 100 on his dice to avoid his mind being read. Okay. You are able to read his mind and understand what's been going on in the past few minutes. You see the image of rifle being taken away, and you have and you feel rifle giving his last communication, which means you're connected to a mind who's connected to rifle. And if you want, just before he cuts communication, you can try to do something. What do you do?
I shatter raffle.
Oh my god!
Let me see what I can do.
You can do it. You can do it.
I'll try to teleport rifle
Alright.
What?
to me.
To you?
Okay.
Holy shit! Roll projection and potential and rifle. Do you resist being teleported out of? Oh my god! Rifle. Do you resist being teleported? It's going to be difficulty 120. 140.
Yeah, he will.
Okay. You gotta make the...
Because you have no reason to leave his master as is, so you will try.
Oh, you pass.
And
And then you cut communication, and you're gone. Walter, do you say anything? Do you have time to respond to Rifle before Rifle cuts communication?
I was gonna say, it seemed like he just cut it immediately after he was done talking.
If Sojen says it, I have no problem.
Like, if you were interrupting him, interrupting Rifle before Rifle was done, you could have.
No, he wasn't gonna. He would interrupt. He would like think about it for a moment, and he'd probably actually respond back, because I don't know if he'd be entirely aware that the communication was over. Yeah. So he'd just say, "Hold on, we're not done yet. I need to see what the others will think," and then he's gone.
Yeah. There's no response. Okay.
I should have shattered. Shatters.
Well, actually, that would have gave me like a good reason to want to change bodies. So if you want to do it, like you should at least still know my whereabouts. So if you want to do it, go for it.
I love that your side quest. No, Vand tried to teleport you, and in the one turn that she had the possibility to do something, and instead of shattering you, so she doesn't get the opportunity to try to shatter you as well. I love how your side quest for this mission was try to get necromancy spells, and it worked. It just means you have to leave the group to do it.
Yeah. Well, I do love my master, but rifle is he does have like a weird sense of love for his master.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Basically, he will. Like the Sith mentality. Yeah.
You mean from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, was Walter alone when I last read his
I think so. I think Walter is inside a corridor right now, heading elsewhere. Okay.
Walter's being led outside, as I remember.
Yes, you're being led outside by by an assistant.
like leaving the place.
Yeah.
Okay, well if we're leaving, I'm gonna grab more books.
I'll
grab like 2 more.
Okay. Do you just try random books?
What skills could I use to ascertain better books other than
Occult or magic appraisal, but you don't have so only occult technically.
I don't have that either. So
you really like you try to parse through it, but it doesn't make any sense to you.
I just grab the biggest 2 books I can find.
Okay. The biggest 2 books, one that is bleeding and one that is whispering. That is great.
So there's 2 more bleeding books. Because I already grabbed the first bleeding and whispering book.
No, like I was just listing the ones that you had, basically. You have,
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can use your mental research on Walter to track down where he's heading. Head there, and exit the building with everybody else.
Oh yeah, how are we gonna get Shadow back?
Shadow's just sneaking out. Shadow is just gonna meet you outside.
How are they gonna know we're leaving?
Shadow's just heading back to the hideout.
Okay. Alright, real quick. Rifle. I've given you a new character sheet. Do you want to make a new character? Because of your choices, I feel like it means Rifle's leaving the campaign.
That could mean a lot of things. If you want, I can play another character, but Rifle will try to prove to his master that he became better than him and try to kill him. So that he can become the new master.
That's fair. In this case, I think
that will take time. So
yeah,
I could be doing that, but if we do encounter Rifle again, he will most likely not be hostile, enemy with the group.
Okay.
So I can do both.
I think. Okay, would you wait until you have a new body before challenging Lufer?
Oh yeah.
Then
I
it's
will
then
most
it's going
likely
to
play
take.
along.
It's gonna take time, so you're gonna need
Yeah.
to make another character. And
Yeah. Okay.
all right, I've given you a new character sheet if you want to get
Yeah. Yeah.
started.
I like
Characters
how you were
dropping like
like,
flies.
no, I don't.
Hmm?
Sorry. I like how he's like, no, I don't want to be teleported to safety. But if you want to shatter and destroy my body, go ahead.
But yeah, because that would give Rifle a good
Incentive.
because if he wants to change body right now, it's because his master wants him out of his body, but Rifle wants to stay a sword. So
Well, as we're
yeah.
leaving, or when I get back to Walt, because I can always find Rifle with psychic.
You can find Rifle's psychic presence unless it's protected in some way, but you would. Oh yeah. Technically,
I asked Walter. I tried to get Rifle to come, but it didn't work. I feel like he didn't want to come. I told this to Walter once I meet up with him.
It wasn't the walls resisting you, it was him.
My powers worked. He was resisting. Should I keep our secret safe and wipe his mind, and destroy him? I don't know.
I can't really say ever. If you can wipe it from here, but we don't really know if maybe there's something else at play. If there's some other reason he's still in there. I didn't get the feeling that he actually wanted to go, but maybe he did. He sent me a message at the very end.
Oh, did he? That's interesting. I don't know nothing about. Did he mention me? Probably not, because he's a horrible sword. And then Ron gets annoyed, and... Well, okay. I know this is metagaming, but did Rifle want to get shattered? Because it's kind of up in the air for Vaughn if she'll do it or she...
I don't think you... I think it'd be pretty hard from this distance, knowing that you don't have it... Yeah, unless you use... you could technically use psychic tracking to find him and then aim your shadow spell from this distance. That is actually...
Yeah, that's why psychic tracking is really strong.
Yeah. Pretty much.
How far?
I would say
psychic tracking and see how far he is.
Well, that depends on how your on your potential roll. Okay, so even if you pass 140, you're still within range. You're still within the 5-mile radius to find him. Yeah. So you Rifle. Something is looking for you.
Oh, he's gonna. I don't think he'll. Man, my psychic tracking's amazing. Am I gonna like scan all of America?
You open rolled technically, so you.
It does seem that I can't launch the macro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I took control away from your character sheet.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh. Well,
I'm giving it back to you right now.
Did you roll 100?
Okay.
No, but I double opened roll.
Yeah, you open.
Yep.
Okay.
So you see me.
Hold on. I just want to see if he reaches Zen difficulty. You just need to open roll one last time to reach Zen difficulty. Not quite.
So close, so close.
Okay, you detect Rifle's mind.
I'm gonna mental research afterwards.
Okay.
And see So now I know what happened.
Yeah.
And I feel like she might feel a little betrayed by it.
Okay.
'Cause
You need to give Rifle the chance to resist your mental research. So roll potential and
yeah, mental research. Right.
Yeah. She's trying to read through your memories.
Yeah, I will. Try to resist.
Okay. You're also rolling projection.
He opened a roll projection.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, your luck is back.
Not really, because he is going to resist my.
That was mental restraint?
No,
yeah,
research.
That's not the right path.
Yeah. So maybe it's just different.
You clicked on mental restraint instead of mental research.
Yeah.
So
it's
yeah,
160.
PCR is better.
So it works.
Yeah, so it works.
Okay, so what do you want to know? Des?
I tell Walter he's colluding with him. I don't think there's any other. They're colluding with the, or working with the enemy.
What?
I tell Walter in real life, I was like, he's working with the enemy. I don't think we can try.
Oh, for the mental research? Because
Yeah.
you did succeed.
Yeah, I think he's just assuming he gets the information and he tells Walter.
Oh, yeah.
If that's the case, then erases memories of us. I guess that's where he wants to be.
But, okay. Well,
Yeah, I guess
it's
we're
like,
erasing his memories.
Okay.
If you do know everything from my mind, you do know that Rifle wants to kill his master.
Yeah. Basically, when you do the mental research, you start to explore the scene from Rifle's point of view, the way that he talked to Luther and everything, and you feel that there's this resentment that is present there.
It's more than resentment. It's hate, like a deep hatred. But yeah,
because he was abandoned in the past, and yeah, right. And he is trying to get revenge. So you can let him play out his life. You can try to get him back, or you can try to alter his memory or shatter him. It's your call.
Since he suggested alter memory, I'll do that. Ooh, okay. I don't know if I reach. Actually, that's plus 30 because of courage.
That's plus 30? 30?
Yes, for
projection.
Okay.
It's difficulty 240 in order to reach something whose location you know, but that is out of eyesight.
So I don't make it.
Yeah, you're gonna need to try multiple times as you are making your way out. I'm gonna say that you have the opportunity to try 5 times before you're out of the building. Okay, with this one you're able to roll potential. Okay. Rifle, can you roll psychic resistance, please?
Yep. Still not a good
roll low.
Yeah, roll low.
He passes, I think.
Yeah.
So you hit him with another psychic power, and you can feel you can like you try to alter the memories and replace them with something else, and you can feel that Rifle's willpower is just not letting you do that. Also, wait, had we determined that Rifle could be mind controlled or not?
No, we didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, I don't remember if you counted as if psychic powers could work on you, but since you were in simulations and things like this, we're gonna say it can work.
Yeah.
Okay. Vand, do you keep trying?
I'll try one more time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll projection and potential.
Are you sure you ought to be doing that? Can't they sense when you're using power?
It's not enough to hit.
Fine, I'll stop pressing my luck.
Okay. It would have been really funny because if you had succeeded in altering his memories, I could have made him a recurring enemy.
Yeah, because depending on what you erased, Rifle could have, he could have do a lot of things.
All right. You make your way out of the secret university. You notice that people who are exiting the building are not scanned by the all-seeing eye, and you exit this pocket dimension. You get out of the military garrison. You re-enter Crankfoot, and you made it out. You made it out with some precious documents and some occult tomes and some of the information that you came to get, but overall you haven't got what you came here for, and one of you was left behind.
Well, yeah, I only got the books because I assumed Rifle will be able to read them after.
Yeah. And because of the circumstances you got those books in, it's perfect. Because your one of your rewards for this mission is spells that you don't know what they do, and if you get a mage to cast them, you're going to basically have to like trial and error to see what the spells do. So that's going to be very interesting.
As I'm going to create another character, it will most likely be a mage. Okay. So. The books that you've collected will serve this new character.
All right.
Okay, fair.
Giant.
Oh, giant. I'll see about that.
Okay. All right. You're out. You make it out of the secret university, and what do you do now? Where do you head off? We're gonna say you find each other again because either Vand is able to locate Shadow's minds, or Shadow spots you exiting.
I still have psychic tracking on Shadow.
Okay, so yeah, your group reunites outside of the garrison, and what do you do? What do you say?
Shadow looks at Vand and says, you know, if the resistance has a bunch of people like you, it's gonna fail.
You know, I saved Walter from mental affliction.
You saved Walter from what?
Being my...
You're glitching a little.
You're breaking up a lot. Try quitting the call and joining back again. Also, yeah, I had said that this campaign was gonna be pretty high difficulty, and yeah, we've already lost 2 characters, so.
I can say,
I'm not dead.
Know, I've dealt with stronger things and actually saved Walter's mind from being enslaved by that.
You did not. You and Rifle ruined that entire thing.
Yeah,
now I don't know what they'll say and what they'll think of my sister.
From what I saw, it was your psychic ability that made that giant undead thing catch on to us.
Not really.
Shadow, you were able to see psychic sparks coming out of Vond that the person noticed, and the psychic push that resulted in Walter making a lot of noise. So, from what you saw, yeah.
I also heard him say it.
Oh, that's fair. Vond has great powers, but very low responsibility.
I need to go home.
Shadow will look to Walter and says, it's good to see that you made it out, or I would have tossed the ferry over the edge.
I'm not entirely certain. That wouldn't have been a good idea to do anyways.
Yeah. I mean, with his training, or with her training, she probably would have exploded trying to fly. And then he'll look at Vaughn and keep with the smirk.
That's exactly what Vaughn says. Sorry, you're breaking up again. It sounds really funny.
I'm asking, are we back at...
You're in the streets right now, but you might be heading in the general direction of your new hideout. Yeah. So, Appleby, you mentioned you were heading. You said you wanted to go home, so you'd be heading towards your new hideout.
Yes, since my old home is completely blown up.
That's fair. I'm gonna transfer you there in a second. All right.
Where's your sword?
Rifle decided to stay with them. Apparently, we met his master.
So we literally lost a super powerful magic sword because someone messed up.
I didn't mess up. That sword chose not to come.
Now, in this case, the
also,
sword.
Vaughn is really pissed. She's been brooding the whole time and didn't say anything. And she's gonna shoot.
You're in the middle of the city.
I thought you said we were back at the hideout.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. By the point when you shoot something, you're gonna be back at the hideout. Understood. Alright. Here we go.
Oh, there's ghosts in this place.
Yeah, there's a ghost of all characters gone.
So I'll just shoot it like near him, but obviously not trying to.
Okay.
What are you shooting?
A lightning bolt.
She's also a child with the face of a near adult. But that's to be expected, considering she spent all of her life in a testing chamber.
We have to go back. I didn't know there were others like me there. Like, they had my face and everything. Plus, it seemed like Rifle... He has some business to do there, but I don't think he's gonna stay with that guy much.
That's an interesting thing to reveal now that we're back in our home.
Well, he was resisting me, so... And he was very far, so it was not easy.
What would you have us do then? When we go back?
Well,
Perhaps you, Shadow. Perhaps you could make it in. But you'd be the only one. The rest of us don't belong there. I can't use the same excuse twice.
I mean, now that we know there's a lot of people with my face, I could pretend to just be one of the Vons on duty.
All of the other ones were wearing the same metallic color.
Yeah. There's also that they are actually really good at using their powers. Like, they have discipline.
I saw them. They could barely lift up.
That is actually
turning
a
on a
good
cigarette. That's a cheap parlor. I literally just shot a lightning bolt across your face, across the room.
As you're talking, you hear the stumbling of something coming into the room, and the zombie dagger walks in and growls something.
Well, he won't be able to growl something because, well, he have a hole on his chest, so I don't think he could speak. But he's gonna take his dagger and start to writing something.
He's so you're gonna scratch a message into the wall. What?
Yep.
What does you can type it for so that this way I can keep track
only
of.
To you or
No, type it to
on
everyone.
the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game chat, because this way, when this place gets raided, I will know. I'll have a kept track of what was written on the walls and things like this. Yeah. All of you see this? Do you have a particular reaction?
No.
He is still typing to me.
Yeah.
It does to me as well. It says electric arc potential in the red. Now I say no. I have no reaction to that. That seems right.
Yeah. What did you blast with your electric arc?
The giant suit.
Okay.
Something like that.
No, wait. It's
What
not
is this cool explosion thing that's happening?
I'm trying to find the effect for electricity. Oh, yeah, something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the special effects that come when you pay $10 a month to roll 20. It's not worth it.
Actually, you can use it even with a free account. You just need to know the commands.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
awesome.
Well. Anyways.
Oh yeah, technically I'm still in control of Walter's mind.
You are.
So, but I'm gonna turn it off
Okay.
because I want to maintain my actual powers.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, the dagger zombie writes, "I choose this. Don't worry, I'm coming back. I didn't forget my promise to dagger. I will become a tool to surpass even the gods themselves." So it takes dagger a while to carve this entire message,
Yeah.
but he does.
But didn't he say he stopped maintaining every spell besides the ones on Walter?
Oh, that's true. He did.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, but
You couldn't recast
I
it from
would-
another dimension because the secret university is in another dimension.
so I can do this.
No, you can't. I'm sorry.
Ah.
I
Oh,
thank you. There's a lot of moving parts to
Yeah.
to having different magic users of different supernatural powers at the same time. So it does an interesting gameplay. But thanks to you all for helping me keep track of everything. Okay. Yeah. So the three of you are here, and you're gonna have a few days to do things if you'd like before the next mission, and also to finish your current mission because you still haven't gotten the Void Knight to do what you want.
Oh crap! I forgot all about the main mission. We're supposed to save that lady. We're supposed to save that lady.
Yep.
I also got some stuff, but this was before I knew Rifle wasn't coming back.
We literally did everything but save the lady.
No, this is like a prelude to saving the lady.
She's
the lady's
inside.
at the church. No, the lady's at the church.
Oh, at the church. Okay, we're good. All right. Well, hold on. Why did we go to the library again?
Well,
To
we
get
wanted
books
to.
on how to control them. They're undead.
Also, we wanted to convince the Void Knight to work as our friend, but plainly that is far beyond the question now. I don't think we found anything of particular use apart from him having been a Vitala at one point.
Well, I don't know. He's Edric's prodigy, right? Relative.
I don't know if I'm actually pretty. But what does that mean? He was once part of a noble family.
Do we know?
Would it be like seriously be ashamed to become a Dread Knight? Because that sounds like, oh, I'm continuing the fight even after my mortal body has died. That's cool.
Yeah, you're not sure. Okay, so the Void Knight seemed frustrated to be reminded of his old name, but you don't think that there would be any reason, like, you don't think that becoming a Void Knight would be a source of shame in itself. But the fact that he's hidden his name so far, and the fact that you were sent on a mission to try to collect information while he was because he was avoiding a telemetrist who could tell about his past, means you think there might be something more there. But
yeah, I was gonna say, what do?
I was like, do you know the noble families? Maybe we could find information on his current living.
Well, Vladsburg's manor is in disarray at the moment, but maybe there's something more that we've missed. How would I go about researching a member of a noble family?
Probably history.
You would go and look into archives, records. If your family has their own records, you would look into your own library. Otherwise, you would need to go to an administration building and look through a lot of papers. If you wanted to look through for details of Carl's military career, you would need to access files that are at your workplace. The what's it called? Caserne, the building that's
The barracks.
Yeah, the barracks, the building that's on top of, that's under the secret university, and yeah, that's what you'd have to do in general, or sneak inside of the manor and steal information if you could find where that information was hidden.
That
I wanna
sneaking
sneak into
inside and
the
stealing.
I Vaughn wants to sneak into the manor.
I think that's a bad idea. I think our sneak should sneak into the manor.
Do you know how much time we have before we will attempt the saving of?
You know that's the only reason the church hasn't been raided yet is because the priests inside have continued the sermon for a very long time. Also, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm basing this on real life events. There's
Yeah, I heard about that. I remember.
Yeah, I was inspired by there was basically like an immigrant family inside of a church that was going to get deported, and basically the priests kept the sermon going because the police couldn't legally get in while it was still going on to arrest anybody, and so they made it go on for days and days and days. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, you're inside of your hideout discussing plans. What is Shadow doing?
Shadow wants to get in contact with his point of contact to get them the information.
All right. So you know your point of contact. You know how to reach them. You're gonna have a secret code to do so. It would be best if you did that alone. So you'd have to leave the group while they're figuring out the rest of their mission. Do you want to do that?
Yep.
Okay. This is your point of contact.
Okay.
And yeah, so you're gonna leave. Do you say anything before you leave?
No.
Okay.
All I say is, Van, take your thing off me.
Where are you going? Why do you?
None of your business.
Well, technically, see supernatural does not allow you to see maintain power.
Oh, because you're hiding matrices.
No, in general, you can see the matrices, but see supernatural does not allow you to see maintain.
I think it would.
I'm allowed to resist your thing every 5 turns. Yes.
For psychic tracking.
I think so.
That is true.
Oh yeah, in this case, you would have been able to dispel it a while back, and Van would need to visibly recast it for you to be able to keep track of you.
I will take it off then.
Okay.
If I need you, I can always find you. You're not gonna hide from me.
For now.
Great power, no responsibility.
Yes, you're too dangerous to have tracking me.
You know what? I'm gonna teleport him outside of the door because I'm irritated with him.
Okay, roll potential. And
he might be able to block this because he can see this.
Yeah, Shadow, psychic power has been cast upon you, and you can block. You can dodge, block it, or.
It's 238.
Okay. And resist it. Do you do any of those things, or are you just teleported outside?
Yep.
Okay. Roll. I think it's going to be roll your defense and your resistance. You dodge.
Holy fuck, how do you have 215 dodge at level 6?
Because I did a imbalance towards
Attack.
defense.
Yeah, and also because it's a quarter of the moon, so he has a 15 all action bonus.
Yep.
Yeah, after your character died tragically, you put more points in defense than in offense. That makes sense to me.
Oh, well, I said I was going to make a character who's trying to survive.
Yeah.
Dagger was he grew up in the pit, so he was fighting like you kill before you can get killed.
Yeah. Okay.
Shadow's meant to survive.
Hey, do you have mastery in defense then?
Technically,
Yes.
yes.
He doesn't even take a negative 30 for a ranged attack.
Right?
That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, the Walter, you're seeing this. You as he says he's gonna leave. Shadow moves out of the way very quickly, and you see that like the growing ivy that was behind him gets teleported out like just disappears as Von's teleportation power hits where Shadow was a few instants ago.
Well, Shadow will keep his usual smirk on. And as he's walking out the door, he'll say, Vampire, you should probably get that one to work out, get some discipline.
I don't think there's enough discipline in the world. And he's actually going to walk out with, like, well, probably behind Shadow, because I imagine Shadow's going to get out a lot faster. But he's also going to walk outside, too.
Okay.
You sure know how to make friends, Vaughn.
He started this with me. Why are you taking his side?
Because you immediately resort to abusing your power.
This is the only life I've known. What else am I?
Well, now you know a new life. Maybe you should change with it.
Why doesn't he change?
What?
Why won't he change and be less obstinate? Infuriating.
I think what you just said speaks a lot about you. Maybe you should do some soul searching and think about yourself a little while. I'm gonna go. He's gonna close the door.
Man, we made Walter the parent of the group.
Walter doesn't want to be the parent.
You know it's bad when the parent of the group is not the one who has the mind control powers.
Yes. He's not even he's also the one that has like the least to gain from this whole thing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
By the way, I'm giving everybody 10 experience points for the roleplay that just happened because I very much liked it. Okay, you are. Okay, so Shadow, you are heading off towards your point of contact. Appleby, where is Walter going?
He is going to try to like calm his mind and think over his situation, and he's going to do a walk about like around as a guard. He's gonna get his big stinking mace first because now he doesn't have rifle.
Okay. And yeah, you're gonna go ahead and do enough of your night job to pass as someone who's still working on this on the restoring the family honor.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll let you do that. You head off. You start doing your rounds. You are working tonight with the Void Knight, who seems kind of pissed, but also and the entire time you can see that he's like a wolf on the prowl, and he's just waiting for an opportunity to he seems to be wanting to catch anyone to try his new weapon, his new hand, but he doesn't talk to you about it, and yeah.
That's all right. I was gonna say I have a weird feeling that we're sharing the same energy right now. So
Okay.
we're both gonna go out and seriously. And I know this sounds bad considering what he is, but he is going to seriously try to do his job tonight.
All right. Okay. So mostly your patrol is going to be around around where the Void Knight is stationed, which is around the church where they're waiting to enter. And you can there's multiple zombies that and some ghost cops that have been placed around this place. The zombies are some of the ones that you saw in the necromancy section of the building. It's those new models who are able to make bone weapons, and so you're doing rounds around there. Do you try to do any do you try to get any information from the Void Knight or from the church or from this situation?
He is going to casually say, "Sir, am I permitted the knowledge of who we're trying to arrest in there?
Of course.
Or who we're trying to find in there?"
We had some during the riots while you were off in the mountains hunting the another faction. We had a bunch of people relaying information on how to make fire mines. Lots of acts of terrorism that day. Destroyed a lot of Vitala property.
My house included.
We know that some of the rebels, some of those perpetrators, are made it inside of the church. Got reports from Albert, and he gestures to one of the ghosts who's on duty, and but the church is enchanted. Immaterial creatures can't get in, and by the time Albert had come to get us, the sermon had started, and the blood cult and you Vitalas don't give special privilege to the priests of the blood cult, so we can't get in until they finish their sermon. I'm pretty sure this priest is cooperating with the resistance, but can't do much about it until we have proof. So don't just know it's people who were stirred up by the psychic message. Maybe if we're lucky, we're gonna get the priest as well. That's all we know.
Hang-ups and more hang-ups. All right. I suppose that's unfortunate that the priest might be a part of it, but I can't say I'm surprised anymore. We'll find a way to take him in if he is.
Yeah. Roll notice, please.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. Difficulty 120.
Oh. As long as I don't fumble.
All right. You're going to notice that there's someone inside who's discreetly taking a look at the situation. Someone who doesn't want to be seen, and someone whom you recognize.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, wait. Okay, Millicent is the mother. Darn it.
Dun dun dun.
We lock eyes?
Yeah, you have a moment where you lock eyes, and then she retreats back into the shadows.
What's the perimeter? How far away do we have to stay? Just no entry?
Yeah, it's just no entry, but there's basically ghosts standing guard at the walls and below the building and above it.
To prevent entry. Whoa.
No, to prevent exit. And to catch anyone exiting.
Ultimate God of Light. Pop over to the character sheets. Whoa, who's this? Sorry.
Not me.
All right. Moving on from this scene to let you recover from this. Please roll for composure to have the against the Void Knight's notice because you are in a little bit of shock.
Yes. Composure. Oh, I didn't roll very well, but I have 40 base.
Okay. What's my base notice? Oh, I just have a base of 50 in notice.
Okay, so I might not be noticed. No, he notices.
Yeah, he's gonna notice that you're unwell, but we'll get back to that in a second. Shadow, you make your way through the dark corridors beneath Crankfort. You reach one of the dark tunnels where somebody has marked an occult symbol in chalk on one of the walls, letting you know that they're waiting inside. You enter and you find your contact, who's waiting there. And the person who gave you the instructions to retrieve military information, she says, "Hello. I'm glad to see you made it out of there alive."
Shadow instantly goes into his attention. He goes to attention. It says,
"There's no need.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no need for that here. If anybody ever spots us, they'll try to kill me first for you doing that."
Yes, ma'am. But he still has, even though he moved to attention, he still had his smirk on his face.
Right.
And he'll go to at ease. Says, "Ma'am," and he'll pull out the bundle of papers that he got. This is some information I collected at the library in the other dimension,
Right.
or the school, the facility in the other dimension.
Interesting. Alright. We didn't have those numbers before. That's good. You've served your country well, Shadow.
I'd also like to report that they're doing multiple different experiments, such as summoning and binding very dangerous looking creatures, using experiments to attempt to put psychic brains into Void Knights. They've managed to clone a very, very wild and dangerous psychic. And they're mass producing undead and equipping them with metal weapons. as well as what they called Lord of the Dead, which was a huge creature with wings and hooks for arms.
Yes.
Yes, that's all information I have to report.
All right. I have 2 pieces of information to trade for you. Your first off is your brother. You asked us to look into it, and we've caught on to a beginning of a trail. The name you gave us was added to to a list of prisoners. Duxarists captured in a war were sent to the pits 8 months ago. He might still be there, he might have died, and he might have been transferred to serve somewhere else. I can keep looking for you, but but you'll have to get more information from me. The other thing is this. Your empire is planning a raid on Crackford in 1 week. They are going to launch an attack, and it's going to be very destructive, but it is going to give us opportunities for different missions. You can relay this information to the rest of the resistance to get a little bit of goodwill, and maybe you can be sent on a mission during while the attack is happening. It will be easier to access well-guarded places when everybody is running around fighting the robots your people are going to send.
Yes, ma'am.
Your brother, he was sent to he was sent to the fighting pits of the Hingam family. Next time I ask you for more information, if you provide like this, I'll be able to. I'll tell you. I'll have found a bit more about your brother, and I can tell you more about what happened in the last 8 months. You're dismissed.
Yes, ma'am. Do you have a name for my brother?
Okay. Did you? Sue, I know you didn't come up with one, but she mentioned she tracked your brother thanks to his name, thanks to the name you gave her. So we could decide on the name now, or I can just make one up later and like let you know.
Did he go under a new name in the army?
Wait. From what I remember, your brother was sold by your parents into the Duxarist army. I don't think he would have changed his name, no.
Okay.
We can determine that a bit later.
Didn't he briefly see me transform into that when I was trying to blend in and use real people?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll let you determine the name. But yeah, you leave this meeting with your point of contact and with a little bit more information about the long lost part of your family that you do want to reconnect with, and you head you head back through the tunnels. Currently, you pass by a lot of workers who are just basically carrying up those huge bags of green mushrooms that grow in the tunnels to the surface to feed the large population of Crackfoot. And you can see that it's back-breaking work, but you just pass them by and continue. Your part of in the resistance is not to help those people necessarily, but to serve the Duxarists. Vand, you are alone, and everyone left you here in this space. But what do you do?
I'm gonna go try and find Piper again, because she's not an asshole.
Because she's not a what?
She doesn't hate me like everyone.
Also, just real quick, last time you mentioned you wanted to also find a spider, and then we kind of just forgot.
Oh yeah, I can find both of them if I look for psychic.
Do you want to? Which one do you want to go to this time?
Well, I'm just gonna search for. Well, I don't want to search for all psychics because then they'll know. I will search for Piper.
Okay. Alright. I don't think she is going to. Would she resist? So. She doesn't necessarily know it's you. So I
Is she within 5 miles?
We're gonna say yes.
Okay, then I might be able to contact her.
Okay. Psychic resistance. 136. Oh, it's if it's yeah. You rolled 160. That's difficult. Oh, I didn't pass. Okay. You can pinpoint where she is. She is in. Okay. You can sense her. She is in the Forge district. One of the you remember vaguely there being you passing in front of a shop in the Forge district, and that's where you can sense her mind at the moment.
I will try and find her or teleport to her.
Okay, go ahead and roll potential. And
I use the regular teleport just in case I need to show them the book.
No, okay. Right. Okay. That's technical. Okay, so your projection is exactly enough to reach a target that you can't see, so that's good. And your potential is enough to teleport 250 pounds. Is that enough to teleport yourself plus 4 books?
Yes. I mean, how heavy are these books?
The 2 of them are pretty are pretty substantial because you took the heaviest books that you could find. So
I'll just take the one that's whispering because that's the most weird one.
Okay, so you take with you the whispering book. You disappear from where you are. You reappear. You were aiming to appear next to her in the shop. You appear outside of the shop. The walls are probably enchanted. It's a clockworks shop.
Oh, I knock on the.
Okay. You're going to see this gnomish this gnomish Vitala, this old looking, very short Vitala with wispy beard that opens the door and looks up at you and says, "Yes."
I'm looking for Piper.
Who are you?
I'm one of her friends.
There's no Piper here.
Oh, last I heard she was here, like pretty close.
You're mistaken. Do you have any proof?
No, but it was her word. She gave me that she was going to be in this area, and my friend said she'd.
It's like he squints a bit harder and says, "Go away," and he slams the door on you.
Well, okay, well, I mind control.
Roll potential.
What garbage.
When you finally get your +3 willpower, you're gonna be unstoppable, because even when you're gonna fumble, it's gonna be really hard to make you fail powers. So, yeah. What's my resistance check? Oof.
Oh, nope. 100.
Okay. Yeah, you immediately seize control of his mind through the door, and what do you make him do?
I instruct him to open the door and stand there and do nothing first.
Okay. He opens the door, stands there, and you can, and he does nothing.
I walk in and then make him close the door, so stand there and tell me where's Piper.
Piper's in the back. She's with her rebel friends right now.
Oh, are you part of the rebellion as well?
I'm helping out.
Okay, well, I'm part of the rebellion. I thought she was maybe in danger. And then I let her... I still am in control of her mind, but I don't make her do it.
Yeah, it's an old bearded Vitala. It's a guy.
Okay, I make him. I'm like, okay, well, sorry for the misunderstanding.
It's fine. No
I
problem.
was worried she was captured and being experimented on.
No, hasn't happened yet. That's. If you're part of the resistance, you could have just told, made the handshake, or it seems a bit excessive to do what you're doing.
Me and Vitala, we don't work together, and to be honest, I was more scared than...
More scared?
Yeah. I was scared that something might be happening to...
You can see that the color oh no, wait, no, there's no color in his face. Never mind. Yeah. What do you do?
I asked, is it fine if I go see Piper now?
I can't stop you.
I'm not gonna force you to do anything, like if...
Anymore.
Well, okay, well, now I'm gonna mind wipe her, and hopefully she won't remember this. This is not good for Vaughn. Vaughn is a very crazy person.
one of the first characters I ever made was a telepath like this, and I wasn't very good with roleplay then, and like I basically played with another player, and we played brother and sister, and at some point I erased some of the memories of my brother to try to like avoid a big fight that he was gonna get into with somebody else, and yeah, after that, like, we had a big talk, and I stopped using my mind control on other players because of like consent and controlling players like this, and like I haven't played a telepath since, but that sure takes me back that you're abusing your powers like this.
Well, she's pretty racist towards Vitala, so she was like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
So now she has to be again 120. This time 120.
Yeah, he has to beat 120. Okay. I've got let's plus 50. Oh, I don't think you're fully aware that it didn't work. I think like you just put a new memory there, and you think it's gonna latch on, you think it's gonna work, but it doesn't. So, do you go to the back of the shop?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You open you move through the shop that is just full of ticking clocks, hourglasses. Hourglasses? Is that sand? What are they called?
Those are hourglasses.
Okay, yeah. Some of them look magical. Lots of them are just mechanical and using sand. There's a couple of things that you think must be able to tell time, but that you don't understand how they work. They that look like very strange devices, very complicated. And yeah, you make it to the back of the shop and enter a place that looks a lot more like a workshop. So there's a bunch of tools, and there's also the part of the group that you saw earlier, and like they all turn to you. The elf brandishes a staff. One of the humans like immediately aims a crossbow at you, and when they see someone taller than the merchant coming into this room, and then they stand down when they recognize you. And Piper's there, and the Daima says, "Jeez, will you stop just appearing like this unannounced?"
It's kind of hard to get into contact with you guys otherwise.
Yeah, because we didn't establish a point of contact. How did you learn we were here?
Oh, I'm very good at finding things out.
Oh, gosh, we have to do everything to make sure that the Vitala don't give psychic powers to their undead, because if they're able to do that, the resistance is done for. Piper gets up, hugs you, says, I'm glad you're okay. You said you were on a dangerous mission, right?
Yes, we were able to infiltrate the hidden universe secret. And I was able to recover some tomes. I brought one, but I didn't bring all of them, but I was wondering if any of your kind would be able to decipher any information from them.
The elf picks up the book, starts to skim through it, and says, "Ooh, that's very interesting."
Do you know why it whispers to me?
Oh, it like everybody goes silent, and there's the clicking of the clocks in the other room, but you distinctly hear a whisper, and you can see everybody else realizing that they can hear it too, and like one of the humans being like, "Oh, that's creepy." I don't know. It's probably magical. I can look through it and try to understand what it is. Thank you. Those documents are very valuable.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys should maybe use our hideout. I have more there if you want to join.
So they look at each other, and there's a moment of they seem to take it into consideration. Piper says, where's your hideout? If we choose to come, we'll I'll take them there.
I tried to approximate how to get there, given that I don't know the city.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You.
I could take us there now, and you guys could, if you like.
Yeah. Piper turns to the other, says, "I trust her, and we're able to, and she saved my life." The elf who is very busy, just skimming through the book, but the Daima says, it's better if different cells of the resistance work together, but stay separated. If somebody follows you to your hideout and it gets raided, and we're there too, we could all get killed. Where it's better to spread out into different hiding places, and we gotta keep an eye out on Balthazar in case he decides to double cross us and reveal where we are. So, and the information he learned from us. So we're keeping. So we're staying here.
Is Balthazar that Vitala?
Yes.
Is he pretty friendly? What's he like? He seemed rather mad at me and didn't want to let me in, so I had to force my way in.
He's a he's a Vitala who's from a poor family, and who's I think he's in the Makers faction, trying to help out as much as he can, but we're not sure we can trust him all the way yet. We haven't known him for very long.
Okay.
But
He didn't mention a resistance hand sign. No one's told me this before.
Oh.
Could you maybe show me it?
I'll teach it to you, says Piper, and she's gonna show you how to do that. Basically, it's a way for members of the resistance to recognize each other. She also lets you know that it changes every now and every few months, because the Vitala catch on to it and start using it as well. So you gotta stay updated. It doesn't stay the same from one month from every month to the next.
How are we to keep in contact since you don't want me to just randomly appear?
She says, maybe we can arrange for something, dropping letters at a specific point, or you could have a special knock to get into the shop. There's a back door, and that if we had a knock that would allow you to be identified, we'd be able to trust you, to trust the person to in.
Is this your main hideout?
Yes, that's our base of operations.
Okay. Well, we still have some time before we go save the church or mission at the church. Is it fine if I leave the book with the elf, or does the elf want to go? Like I said, welcome to come visit the other books where I live.
Well, hold on. This is very interesting. I think this is the Lunaris extract. He was a powerful archmage. Oh, this could be interesting. I think there's a couple of spells that I can learn from this.
What name did you say?
Lunaris.
Oh yeah. I think I met that guy.
Technically, it's pronounced the same, but it's not necessarily the same character, because I think the H is not in the same place.
Well, Vaughn would not know how it's written, so she will still say.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay, what do you do now?
Well, I guess I will keep in contact with you by knocking on the back door, and tell you once we know more of when we will go on the church escapade if you wish to help.
So the Daima says, what exactly is this escapade that you're talking about? Are you going to attack people? Or what's your plan? What are you doing?
It's a rescue mission, but the church is being guarded almost non-stop by a void knight.
Yeah, that sounds like you'd need a lot of people, a lot of warriors to pull this off, and there'd be casualties.
We're trying to find ways to either control him or find something that will give us leverage on him. Do you know if that Vitala would know of the Valsburg
Of the what?
Vladsburg family?
I don't think he's very interested in nobility beyond taking them down.
Okay.
You could ask him.
I'll ask him, but if you don't mind, you should ask him when I'm not around.
The Daima's gonna nod. The two humans are still keeping an eye on you, but they are a bit less tense than earlier. Piper says, "All right, if you're going, I'll walk you to the door."
Okay. While we're walking to the door, I will also get gold out to give to the Vitala, because
You cut off because
I feel bad for what I did, since I thought he was an evil person.
All right. You can see he was about to say something to you, and then he sees the glimmer of gold, and his expression changes, and he says, "All right, if it's like this, be more careful next time when you come."
I give him 10 gold.
Oh wow, that is a
Vaughn
lot.
does not know how money works, and I don't. So she's like, I hope this will help a little bit. I don't have much of this left.
That should cover it. Piper looks at the money and is like, "What?" But she no, actually, she looks at the money and she says, "Yeah, I hope it will be okay," because she also spent because she also spent a lot of her life as a psychic experiment. So yeah, you leave the place 10 golds later, and we're gonna move back to Walter. Walter, you are. Oh, where did the music stop?
I have a little question.
Yes.
This is not a big deal, obviously. I might have asked this before. Do I get paid?
Technically, yes. Yes.
Okay, I don't know if I had a salary, or even if it would be that impressive. But
You're going to get paid what the book says about soldiers on the daily basis. every time that you go to work.
For my level?
No.
Okay, because I know that would be really expensive. I'd be making a lot of money.
You're kind of like your level isn't really taken into account.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get paid more as a level 1 or maybe a level 3 if I'm depending on how much that is. Let me check.
Now mercenaries are listed, but not soldiers.
I think mercenary fits.
A level 1 would get a gold a day. A level 3 would get 10 gold a day.
Yeah, you get a gold a day.
It's cool. It's cool.
Well, that's still a lot of money, isn't it? Like,
I mean, it's definitely enough to live on. Actually, in the new Gaia book, they actually put costs of living. Which is really stinking cool.
Oh. Apparently, I don't know if we can talk about this, but the counter that's been in the other chat is almost certainly Anima 2.0.
What?
The what?
So there was this. Remember how I mentioned there was a like a counter like for a certain date that Anima news post. People are saying it's almost 100% certain it's Anima 2.0.
That's exciting and also terrifying.
I don't really care that much. The Anima has had about as many core rulebooks as it's had extensions. They reprinted the core rulebooks in French and Spanish and English so many times.
Well, that's because they made them really cruddy the first time. It fell apart. Yeah. Okay, so what am I doing? What am I doing? Am I still where I was last time?
Yeah, you're still where you were last time, and the Void Knight is saying, "What's with you? You look like you've seen a ghost."
Not a ghost, but I might know somebody in there. I can't be certain yet.
Somebody important?
Well, somebody who's done some damage, but nobody that's gonna require more troops than what we have, I imagine.
All right, good. Listen, if well, he says he doesn't say all right, good. He grunts and he says, when you make your report, try to say that it was someone dangerous. We need to get an excuse to get in there. I'm tired of this, of just patrolling around the fucking church.
I agree.
All right.
I'll probably write it up this evening. All right, and he will not pry much more into the Void Knight's history right now.
Okay. I'm still gonna ask you to roll persuasion against his notice to just
good. To continue portraying myself as sainty.
Yeah. That should pass. Pretty. What? Do you?
I have 10 persuasion.
I thought you had put way more points in there.
No, that's why I've been struggling a lot. Is because I only have had 10, and most people were higher than that.
Okay.
I'm high in intimidate and leadership, not persuasion.
Okay. In this case, the Void Knight is going to tell you, hey, go write that report now and bring it here so I can look it over. I want to get this over and done with.
Understood. I'll be back shortly.
Okay. All right. So, Vand and Shadow, do you return to the hideout after your respective adventures?
Yeah, Shadow heads directly back. Well, he doesn't head directly back, but he takes a roundabout way back to the hideout.
Okay.
Just to make sure that he's not being followed.
You don't think you're being followed?
I'm sorry.
You don't think you're being followed?
No, he takes a roundabout way,
Yeah.
so he isn't followed.
Yeah. You make it home, and on top of that, you think you weren't followed. So.
Okay. Oh, okay. I understand now.
That's what I meant. Is Van also returning home?
Yes.
Okay.
I will return home.
Okay. What about Walter? Walter is gonna write his reports. Or you're going to head back to the base first?
He is going to head back to the base. He is going to be writing his report.
Okay. So, both of you, so you, all three of you return. Walter is the last to come back because he had to do a bit of a shift before he was dismissed.
If I may ask,
yeah.
Who is like in the I don't know if it's a foyer or if it's like an entryway. Who is in the main area as I enter the room with my papers?
I think both of them.
Okay. Okay. You'll see him the door slowly creak open. He sort of pushes it aside with his two fingers. He has the papers in his hand. He's looking at them, and he's going to say, "So, who among you was aware that my mother was in the church?"
You said your mother?
Let me see.
I think you wiped your own mind, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. You wiped your own mind.
Yeah, but
roll psychic resistance to remember. Because your fake memories are being contradicted. Is that enough?
I think it was 140. So, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I try to forget.
Well, what an excellent time to forget. I saw her, and the Void Knight noticed me seeing her. And, now they're pushing for an early entry into the church, so we don't have as much time as we thought. He holds up the papers. We need to get them out of there.
Okay. Yeah, I only got a description. I don't even know your name or your mother's name.
Well, I'm Walter Gallimore. My mother's name is Millicent. And now you know.
Yeah. I got Walter. You never told me last name. But sounds like you've been there tonight.
Yes, I work as a guard, or that is my facade. And we were patrolling around the church, and I was kind of trying to figure out who was inside, and lo and behold.
Oh.
So,
that's unfortunate.
do we have any leads on how to get in from the Resistance?
I'm
nothing.
working on getting some of these books translated.
Well, that's great, but what's useful right now?
How many people are we looking at?
I don't know.
They said only as many people as we can, but definitely his.
That's essentially my way of seeing it too.
How many bloodsuckers and undead are outside the church?
A considerable number. Can I actually have a count? Is there any way I could have counted and known the unknown? Oh, about 30. Now, how many of those are ghosts and how many are bloodsuckers? Darn it! You know who would be great for the ghosts rifle?
Okay. 30 people. How long do we have?
Until I return, presumably. the Void Knight will take these papers in my hands, deliver them to his superior, and then possibly, not for certain, but possibly receive permission to enter the premises regardless of whether or not the sermon is still going.
Is there any chance that you could delay it by 1 week?
Doubtful. In fact, extremely doubtful. The Void Knight wants this back now, and if I don't give it to him, he'll be suspicious. And that'll probably lead him back to us.
Do you think we could cause a distraction, or I could cause a distraction while you guys save them?
I am positive. If you could do anything, it would be to cause a distraction, Bond. Shadow.
Yes. That was a great answer. I love that.
Do you think you could try to find a discreet way out while we have Bond distracted?
How big of a distraction? What are you using as a distraction?
Bond. A Bond-sized distraction.
I'm not sure how well the ferry seizing in front of the building is going to go.
The ferry wedding in front of the building?
Seizing.
Well, you did see what she could do in the Forge Quarter. She utterly failed to use her powers, yet still drew the attention of every person on the road.
I'm still right here.
I am aware.
I know too. It's possible. It's possible.
Well, that's all we got now. So, shall we go?
I'll make your mother a priority.
Thank you. Now, even though I'm about to hand this report to him, you should have enough time to case the joint between the time he case the joint. Why did I say that as the policeman? Between the time I hand this report to him and the time he actually begins the assault on the church.
Okay. I need to keep an eye on the ferry. Make sure she doesn't do anything that will jeopardize
honestly
me or the people.
I'm going to have to give you an extra responsibility if you choose to accept it. I can't have her with me. The Void Knight recognizes her. You're going to have to hide her nearby. And then she's going to have to sit there, possibly communicating to you telepathically, until the event begins. Do you think you can do this, Shadow?
Question for GM. My chances of surviving.
The Resistance sent you on a mission to convince the Void Knight to do this for to do this for you, so that no lives would need to be lost in a raid to save this person. Now your group is pretty strong. You have lots of resources and lots of cards to play. If you play them right, you could get out of this situation saving every important NPC. There might still be some tragic losses, or there might not be. But basically, you're kind of going off script from the mission I had planned. But it's fine if it's the direction you wanna go in. Chances of survival are actually a little better than going into the secret university the way that you did, and you know, only one of you didn't return. So
Vaughn was planning on using what's it called? ground control and making earthquakes around the forge to draw their attention.
Well,
Ground control to what?
Like, cause earthquakes and disruptions to draw the Void Knight's attention.
Okay.
Or she could use it to open like a hole or underground tunnel for them to.
All right. So, what? Are you saying you're planning to do this? Are you telling the others?
Hello?
Yeah. Are you letting everybody know about your plan? Choose ground control?
Yeah, I tell them that I could possibly cause an earthquake around, cause destruction of buildings and such. What do you think? Would you think that would help?
Walter, you are aware that there are ghosts above and under the structure, keeping an eye out for potential entryways like this, but it could help.
Yes, it's true. And I do have planned to use my influence as one of the higher-ups in the guard to shift some ghosts away from some area as long as Shadow would, coordinate with me on that. I would be able to control their movements to some slight degree. However, I do have a question for Shadow real quick. Can you kill a ghost?
Nope.
You cannot kill a ghost. All right.
That sentence doesn't really make sense.
Do you have a way of fighting
I mean,
intangible people?
can you disperse the matter that makes up a ghost with your knife? Can you make it so that they are inert and unable to attack?
I have one question. Can psychic abilities kill ghosts?
Not all of them.
Some of them could, in theory, but since they're undead, telepathy doesn't work on undead.
I mean,
the lightning
pyrokinesis.
You'd need
I
to.
believe we. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that the only way you're able to touch energy with psychic powers is to have the psychic pattern like courage that allows you to do this. I am not 100% sure. What were you saying, Appleby?
I was saying that I remember that in our other game, I had to have an artifact to touch energy with that. But there are some things that can, some abilities I think that you can innately touch it.
Yeah.
What about pyrokinesis?
Nah, probably not.
Nope, I have no ability to kill ghosts or disperse ghosts.
Alright, then we'll have to depend on you being stealthy. Which has worked pretty well in the past.
Yeah.
Or in this last mission.
Okay. I'll try my best to.
It's gonna be really hard to run away.
Yeah, I'll do something. I'll try my best to put the fairy somewhere where she won't get me, your mother, or any of the other people in the church killed.
Yes. And of course, all of the Vitala, I have no problem with you doing whatever you wish to. Let's go.
Alright.
Now, it might be
good.
important to keep, for Bond, if you choose to accept, to keep mental contact with you or I. Because in that case...
I can't really do...
You can't. Alright, I'm surprised. I guess that was just rifle.
I could also mind control a few people to start uprising some Vitala.
Now, I'm going to give you a unique permission. Do whatever you think will be the most distracting.
Vaughn kind of claps a little bit.
And I will leave that wholly to you. This is your chance.
Oh, do we have any large weapons or large boulders I could throw?
I mean, I have several more of these maces because several of them were broken by rifle.
Oh, well, if you think rifle would break them, I don't think they'll stand up to the powers I plan to use them.
There's a couple of boulders available in general, and like there's like some in this on this very map.
If I use ground control, I can make a boulder to then
That's
magnetically throw.
It would have to be a boulder made of metal.
Well, I plan to do it in the forge, so I imagine.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Is your plan all set and ready?
I believe it's as ready as we're going to get.
All right. This time, do you go and pick up your items before you go on the mission, since some of your items are available?
We'll need to find out how to get this guard to rifle somehow. If he's even interested. He might have way better things now.
We don't even know Rifle's part of our team anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't use the rapier yet, so it's totally up to Bond.
Real quick,
why would you doubt me?
Yep.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the character you're making, or do you want to keep that, or it's still too vague and you want to keep that for the next game?
Well, I have a concept, but I still need to talk about it with you.
Okay.
So I can say that I will be a mage, doing fire, light, and creation magic.
Okay.
Are you going to be like a knife?
A lot more useful than rifle, but that's about all, I think.
Okay. All right.
Are you a giant?
His image suggests either a human or an elf, or maybe an Abu.
I still needed to talk about it with you because
He could be a Deva.
It could work, but level adjusting, it's not really my thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Alright, so you head off towards the church. Walter, you've written your full report, claiming there is more dangerous elements inside of the temple than was previously expected, and you bring it to the Void Knight's attention, who looks through it pretty thoroughly, and then a sort of like skeletal smile creeps across his face, and he says, good. Thank you. I was given this. He shows his hand and says, and I wanted an opportunity to use it. I'll go back to headquarters, give the report, come back, and we can move in. Tell everybody to prepare for the attack.
Okay,
and
sure.
He heads off towards the center of the city.
Okay. Are we gonna play out? Are we gonna play out now?
I think we're gonna start playing it out now. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Because I don't. If we finish before before this whole scene is over, we'll find a way to introduce the new character in the middle of the action. So the Void Knight is out for this scene, and I'm going to bring the other tokens in right now. Okay. what rolls do you need to make to prepare for this encounter? Your Shadow and Van are both hiding. Yes.
What?
Shadow and Van.
How many PowerPoint? How long has it been since we left the?
It's been 3 hours.
So it'd have 3 PowerPoints back?
Yeah, it's about 3 a.m. right now. You still have a couple of hours before the sun rises.
Okay.
Awesome.
I won't be at my strongest without that 4th one, but we...
Yeah.
We're headed to the forge, right?
Oh yeah, you wanted to go and get your artifacts?
Oh. No, I wanted to start the big commotion there.
Oh, yeah, the forge is pretty far away, and Walter knows that a commotion there wouldn't necessarily draw away people from the church itself, but forces from elsewhere would come in.
What's a pretty big place nearby that has a lot?
Okay, so the church is going to be in one of the lower districts, in one of the living districts. So there's gonna be like an administrative building nearby. That's gonna be the biggest thing around, and then possibly the base of the nearest blood pit. Of the nearest fighting pit would be the other big thing around here, and the church itself.
I guess we can go somewhere pretty close there, wherever pretty close is.
Okay. So, which one do you want? The administrative building, the fighting pits, the fighting pit.
Maybe the fighting pits.
Okay. Remember, I said that those are very well guarded.
Oh, then no, the administration building.
Okay. All right, just checking. Okay. So you reach this strange building. It's it's kind of like a town hall sort of place. People who have complaints or who are looking for documents go in there. They archive a lot of things. You don't know much about all of this as because of how you lived your life, but it's big. Okay. All right. Area psychic power. Okay. And what are you? Ooh.
I didn't need.
Ooh. You wouldn't roll projection for an area, to cast an area. You just have it. But let's. Okay. So you are able to maintain it at 30 feet.
I will.
Sorry?
Okay, well, once I start maintaining it, it goes up to 180, so 300 feet.
Okay.
And then I will try to mind control everyone in the area.
Okay.
That's not a shadow.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Potential 247. That's a difficulty of 140, and I rolled a 55. So absolutely, every most living creatures that are in the area are being mind controlled. So that's gonna be a lot of humans, all of the Vitala who are working in the building, and some other supernatural creatures, couple of giants, and things like this. Yeah, you're mind controlling everyone.
To riot and set fire to the street.
Okay, you start a riot. See, that's about as like that's even better than what you than the message that you were sending in the first scenario. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Do I have music for that? Does that work? That works. Okay. A fire is started. People run around screaming and just destroying things and like making those strange noises. And yeah, the chaos is starting. Walter, you're at the church and you can see smoke rising in the distance. From the nearby administrative building, and the people who work under you are turning to you. At least those who have somewhat free will, so that's going to be the ghosts and the Vitalis. They turn to you. What do you do?
Okay. He's going to immediately look at them and instruct them. I need you. He's going to pick out a majority of them to go over there and check that out. I need a skeleton crew on watch right now. I'll guard this area here. And he's going to try to take an area that is on the side of the church, facing this conflict, while directing all of the others to key locations nearby. He's not going to mess with anyone that's below the ground right now, though he will try to create a little blind zone on this side of the building from the sky ghosts.
Okay.
And he's looking around for Shadow, hoping that he'll see this opening.
Alright, so...
also, do you need me to roll to do all that stuff?
Yes, I want you to roll leadership to get your orders across properly, to get people to listen to you and not argue with your orders. If you talk about the skeleton crew while they were preparing to attack in, someone might object. So it's going to be difficulty 140 to get everything perfectly.
They don't just bring skeletons, do they? Okay. One what? 40?
Yeah, one. Okay, so
I was gonna spend a destiny point, but I was like, no, that never works. I should have spent it.
You should have. Okay, if you want, you can retroactively spend it to succeed. This seems like a pretty important moment, and I let other people retroactively spend their own destiny points.
If you will, I will take that. It is like something that is like, this is something he wants to do real bad.
All right. In this case, you succeed. You have created a blind spot thanks to Van's opportunity. Vand, you
I hope I don't collapse from all these mines.
Vand, something starts to happen. There's two of the people that you're controlling to do chaos that start to yell at each other instead of attacking the building. One of them is going to grab a pike from one of the bars, one of the wooden bars that's holding the the tents in which people live nearby, and stick it through the other person. And the violence that you're causing, it's starting to spread and it's starting to get worse. And you don't have because you're controlling every single mind in the area, you don't have a fine-tuned control on everyone. You have a general control, and you order chaos, and chaos is here, and people are starting to get hurt, and people are starting to die, and you see some ghosts heading your way from the church. What do you do? Fund?
I order them, continue the chaos, down with the ghost servants.
Okay. Most people can't hit ghosts, but they sure are gonna try.
Excellent.
Oh fuck, Metallic can't hit ghosts? What kind of horrible undead are they?
We aren't undead, and you can't hit ghosts either.
I can with lightning bolts.
Yeah, but not as just a person. Not with your fist.
I don't hit anyone. I could hit anyone with my fist. I must.
Shadow, where are you?
Shadow is casing the joint, as Walter said.
Okay, so you were hidden nearby, and I'm gonna ask you to make a hide check and then make a notice check. Both of them are going to be pretty easy difficulty since there's distractions happening. I just want, but like if you roll a 1, you could still fail. You're hidden, and I want to see if you're able to notice the opportunity, the specific opportunity created by Walter, and you do. So you are going to spot a side of the church that is not guarded at all. The windows are accessible if you were to climb up there, or if you had any way of passing through matter and through the walls. There might be other entrances if you could climb up there. Basically, we're gonna say that's like the area that Walter cleared is going to be the area that you can see on the map. So you can use that as a reference. There is a door, but it seems locked.
I have my my grappling hook.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get your lockpick.
Yeah, I still have the grappling hook to get to the window.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you to make a climb check. That's a 2. Roll 1d100.
Yep, that's a 2.
All right, time.
By the way, if it's all right, I meant to clear a zone on the implication that I was guarding it, so he would be like coming in on this place that I'm in. Though I still don't think I'd see him with 259.
Because he has to move through the clearing, you'd get like a plus 50 to spot him, but you might not even spot him then. I want you to roll athletics because you climb up and then you're going to slip at a crucial moment, Shadow, and you're going to take fall damage if your athletics is not good enough. How high is a church? How high would you say the church wall is, approximatively? Because I'm not very good with feet and stuff.
Well, this looks like a very grand church wall. Like minimum 30 feet.
Okay, let's go with 30. That seems like I'm gonna trust you on this one. So
like 30 feet per level, right?
It's not exactly this. So 30 feet is a difficult check to avoid 60 points of damage. So a difficult check is hold on, 120. So you failed. You take so hold on. It's base damage. A fall basically functions as an attack that a character tries to repel using acrobatics. So you're going to take 20% of 60 points of damage. And do you have any AT against impact?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna say 20% of 60, which is gonna be 12 damage. Yeah, I think you just take 12 damage.
Did I notice him hitting the ground?
I'm going to go because I have another game.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's 2 p.m. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, going. Yes, it's time.
All right.
Okay. So good luck to everyone, and see you next game.
All right.
See you
next game. As you fall, I think Walter is going to notice you, and yeah, he's gonna Like you try to roll out of hurting yourself after you slipped at an unfortunate moment, but you still like hit the ground pretty hard, and like you don't feel anything breaking, but you're gonna have a bad bruise.
As he falls and like Walter notices, Walter like immediately like stiffens up, and his eyes dart all over the place looking for anyone who noticed this. And inside he's like, no, not another one. No.
Wow. Hey, at least my messes up are like ridiculously gravity. He fell down some stairs.
I know, but like two people who are so so good at what they do, just like failing at inopportune times. Anyways, it's just his initial thought. He's just in a tense situation.
Yeah.
And are we calling it now that Shadow is gone? Because he's pretty important.
Okay. Yeah. I think since it's 2 p.m. now might be a good time to stop for this session, and maybe Luxio's character could come to the rescue if the situation turns more drastic, and it will allow me to prepare a little bit more, because I think Vand might be in more danger than she thinks she is in, and I wanna have something ready for that. So I will see you all next week.
Okay. See you then. Actually, speaking of next week, we do need to discuss times, because I might not be there Thursday.
That's fair.
But we'll see.
All right. I'm going to start the recording now. Have a nice day, everyone, and I'll be giving XP after this. Hi, everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day, everyone.